All right, we are live. We're going to be doing some tutorials today and hanging out. Hello, everybody. Let me hit the live button on TikTok.
Yes.
Drawing and art tips. Should be good.
Awesome.
We are live on both now.
Hi, hello.
Hopefully the music is a good sound. Content updates. Today's topic. We have pinged. There we are.
Yippee.
Hi,
Michi's
Bisma.
first.
Hello, welcome.
Bisma, hey.
Welcome, welcome.
How's
Michi, Lexi, Nashi, hello. Uvia, how are you doing? What's up?
nothing? Just drawing some torsos.
Let's go. I'm first.
Nice, Michi. Hey, cat. Oh, there's another cat.
Cat.
Cat is just not with the K, but with the C.
Yes. Millie. Berries, it's berries. Wait,
Yes.
Millie, who are you again? Hello, Itzuna.
Millie,
Hole.
is it A?
Ducky,
I think
hello.
it's A.
Is it A?
I think so. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's someone else.
How's
Maybe.
it going? I'm
Okay, yeah, I got them confused. I think
Millie.
Avery is A.
Is that your name, Millie? That's a
Millie,
really
oh
cute name. I
yeah.
like that name.
Hey, Ducky, hey, Hoy.
It's a good name.
It is a good name.
Moshi, a lot of people coming in. How is everybody doing today?
We're doing great.
We're live. We're doing good.
Hey, Stuff, maybe. Wait a second. Your name. Why does your name look different?
They added the to the end of it. Ew, I feel late. Zana, hello. Ginny, Gizmo, Master Magic, hello.
Hey. Yes, your drawing is still here with us, but I will send you all the stuff when it's shipped.
I'm just on YT because I don't see her live on TT, but when it shows, I'm going there on TT. Awesome.
Okay. Hey, Chuko. Hey, Danny Draws.
Danny Draws, Artemis. How is everybody doing today? Hope, welcome. Ezzy Berry, Meme King, and I can't read the names there so fast. I changed my user. It must have changed my display name too. Yes. Trying to learn how to draw bodies, but I just can't improve. I guarantee you that you will improve if you draw a bunch of bodies.
Mm-hmm. Follow process and just draw it. Just draw a bunch of bodies.
But
Draw
you come to the right place.
100 bodies. No. 500 bodies.
Yeah.
I guarantee you'll get way better.
Yeah, if you follow a process and practice it a bunch of time, you'll definitely get better.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, the volume 1 of your books arrived. I was very happy.
Oh my
Awesome.
gosh, yay! Master Magic said the second class homework in the art school is so fun.
Awesome.
Second class. Oh, that's the anatomy, probably.
Yeah, which class? You mean second week or the second class?
Yeah, the head drawing.
So probably the second week
Okay, got you.
of the anatomy class, maybe?
Maybe,
Or
I
maybe
think.
week 1 of anatomy,
Week 1 or 2, whichever.
where you find random anime characters. All over.
Oh, like I think they're mentioning the assignment where you find random anime characters.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Everywhere.
Yep.
In anime, you can find them on Pinterest. You can find them just by Googling. Just look around a little bit.
Mhm. Chat, should I start the anatomy class before I finish the faces and expression class?
You can.
You can, definitely.
It's not going to
Artemis.
conflict with anything.
15 male heads, 15 females. Oh yeah, I remember
Need to
that.
be out of school so I can lock in. Awesome. Angelina. So you're getting the anatomy class?
Yeah, I heard. How fun. We'll finally be able to see her homework in action.
Yes. That's great. It's time to pay her back for all the quotes.
Yep.
By the way, I did set up Poppy Cam.
Yes, because she has been coming out here a lot more often and resting in a box next to us.
Yup. So here's Kitty scene. Kitty Cam, is that in the middle? Doesn't feel like it's in the middle.
I don't know. That looks. Yeah, that looks like it's in the middle.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we got kitty scene set up. Heck of a great addition. Do you guys draw plus size bodies? Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
It's the last week of school. Awesome. That's fun. Is that a threat?
Plus size bodies.
Matthias, thank you for the follow. Lily,
Thank
we're doing
you.
good. Juno, hello. Good morning and good wake up.
Plus size bodies is like a really large bean bag or pillow. I would say pillows are pretty close. Like you just make, so here's like a very skinny pillow. You know, the pillow is like one of those long tubular pillows. And then there's a much thicker pillow.
Hey,
that
Fox.
You just widen the top and you widen the bottom, but you can keep the middle part a little bit thinner. But it still looks much more chubbier in comparison to this one. Oh my gosh, that is a chonk cat.
That's a chonker
That's a
of a
chonk
lifetime.
cat. Let's show chat. Chuku, thank you for the follow. Chuku? Bro. That's a chonk cat.
That's a chonker. That's wild. That was not on my bingo card of what I could see today.
Yep.
Let's see.
Someone asked if I could do a tutorial on this pose. I think I can do that really quick, so I'll just put a star by it and we'll redraw it. So if you want to do like a plus size body, keep in mind that the plus size part isn't necessarily like the rib cage or anything. The bone structure is actually pretty much smaller in comparison to the fat content. So a lot of the fat will rest over the rib cage.
Coming, yeah.
He coming? Oh Lord, he coming? Is that what it is? I think that's what it is.
unhealthy. It is.
Yeah, I feel bad for the kitty.
Very overweight cats are funny, but I feel bad for the cat.
I know. So I have my rib cage and my pelvis set up, and then all I need to do is just add this shape onto the body, and this part right here is kind of like your pec area. That's on your sides, and so those expand as you get bigger, and the chest also gets larger as well. But you'll see that there's a lot of rolls, especially in the belly area, because that's where a lot of compression happens. So think of it like, I like to think of it like a pear. Pears have a pretty good like plus size shape. It's a good shape for a plus size model, and it kind of feels, it's already pretty dynamic to the point where you can draw a plus size body. Hey doll, the live is blurry.
Hello.
Uh-oh, that's not good. Is it blurry now?
Camera hates focusing on where it needs to focus.
I know.
No, it's good now.
Looks good now, yeah. So notice that with women, for example, plus size women, their chest actually hangs much lower on the rib cage because, you know, it expands. But if you're thinner, it's generally smaller. So you can actually be like quite flexible with the bust size, and you'll generally see some nice pooch around the pelvis. And always don't forget to add the center line because you can use it to describe the form of the belly. And we'll add a little tank top.
No teaching anatomy. I wouldn't say
It's
this
not
is
really anatomy.
This is more body type.
It's more body type, yeah.
But yes, anatomy does get covered a lot.
Rounder shoulders, not as much bony structure. Like you won't really see like a sharp angular point in the shoulder. You'll see roundness instead. Upper arm is
How
also
do you know where the
wider.
exact placement of the belly button is? The belly button is a floating point, which means it's not always where it's supposed to be. It kind of moves up and down. It doesn't really attach to a bone. So you can kind of ish put it where you want. But generally, it's going to be, you know, between the bottom of the rib cage and the top of the pelvis.
Yeah.
But it is going to be the center. The belly button is going to be in the center.
It's gonna be, it's basically always in the center. If you see it like a belly button that's over here, that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
that ain't where a belly button
Doesn't
goes.
generally happen.
Well, I feel like that the belly button is also a really good way to find the center line of the body. So you can actually use that as a landmark.
Yes. So, for example, you could put the belly button over here,
Yeah, you could.
and it would be,
You would twist the torso instead.
then the torso would be twisted like this. It's blurry again.
I don't know why it's getting blurry. It's so weird.
It doesn't want to keep track.
And actually, this right here is kind of how I did this pose. All I did here was I drew my torso, but I had one side. It kind of looks like a pillow, but instead I made the center line go more like an S shape so that the pelvis is facing us and the rib cage is facing the other way. So it kind of looks like this. Here's the opening of the rib cage. This is where your chest would go. This is where your pelvis would go, and that creates this nice twisting motion.
Yeah, the brush you can get for free on our profile. There should be a linky on our profile.
Mm-hmm.
The link is drawanime.com, and you can download the brush there for free. It's just the brush that is always used on stream.
Yep.
Otherwise, you can get it in our Discord server.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to join the Discord server, you can direct message us and ask for the invite. I'll send it to you.
So, doll, the reason why... There's a few reasons why anatomy is difficult to understand. Because, one, because it is difficult, but two, because there's a lot of underlying things that you need to think about when you are drawing bodies in general. I think I'm almost done with my video on how to draw bodies with using a process, so we'll be putting that up really soon. I gotta make the thumbnail for it.
Discord invite, yes, direct message us and ask for the invite.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you can get it on our site.
But generally, we have 3 stages for people drawing. You have one stage, which is proportions, or just setting it up. You know what, let me just write this down. Setting it up is your first step, which includes proportion and gesture. So if you don't get this good enough at this stage, your body's gonna kind of fall apart.
Where do y'all post this tutorial of an emergency have to go? On our YT channel.
Yes.
Every stream is automatically on our YT channel. We are streaming on YT and TikTok, so everything is automatically saved as a VOD. Same username, Draw Anime Academy.
So number 2 is filling it in, which is your main volumes and kind of like how big or how small are the limbs, how thick do you want to make the body. And then number 3 is making it pretty. Making it pretty, which is adding anatomy or some kind of muscle structure, adding some muscles, let's say, adding some anatomy. So notice how the anatomy is actually the last step, but your first 2 steps have nothing to do with anatomy. It has to do with proportion, and it has to do with main volumes.
And in step 3, you would also do stuff like add line weight.
Yes.
You would make it look good. You would add drop shadows if you want. You know,
Yes.
You can do some whatever type style stuff you want. Some people do hatching. Some people do more graphical. Do, you know, line weight and everything. Essentially, number 1 is to get everything in place.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 is to kind of fill it out. And number 3 is to make it presentable for everybody else.
Yep. So how that would look is basically like this. Let's say you have a pose. My proportional setup would look pretty loose, but I would basically make it so that, hey, I know that my head's the right size. I know that my pelvis and my rib cage are the right size. I know that my arms are in the position that I want them to be. And they kind of look like, for me, when I draw people at stage 1, it looks like a stickman. It looks like a more advanced stickman. Hey, no. And here at this point, you know, let's say if I have my leg coming into the front, notice that I'm adding like a nice S curve. That is, you're kind of mixing gesture with proportion at this point, and it makes it a lot easier. For me personally, it kind of makes it so that my drawing isn't super stiff at the beginning. It's already pretty fluid, and I just follow that gesture. So this is kind of gesture plus proportion. And this, when you work like this, it becomes very easy to fix because, hey, at this point you can check, are my legs the right size? Are they about the size of the upper body? If so, then that's not too bad. Right, this could be, maybe this leg is just a little bit hair too long, but that's okay. It's like good enough. And then when you're done with that, then you can move on to the next stage, which is, you know, putting in your volumes. And putting in your volumes is also a very important step. It seems boring, but trust me, when you add muscles, it really, really helps. I would not skip this step at all. And this is where you can decide, do I want my arm to be facing away from us or to be facing towards us? This, what's up?
Breezeberry is a punch in the face.
It tastes like perfume.
It tastes like...
Hey, Saturn.
It tastes like getting kicked.
Yeah, it tastes
in the
like...
side of the head.
It tastes like a Takis. Like the impact of Takis.
It's very violent.
It's very violent. Hey, Eggs. Thank you, Olivia, for the follow. This is what it is. It's a cute packaging, though. It's really cute.
Yeah.
So here, I'm keeping in mind what what way is my
Life is
cylinders
blurry
turning?
again. Why are
oh
you
my
doing
gosh,
this today?
why is it like
Hold on.
this? Okay,
All right.
thank you.
Why are you doing this today? You can draw.
Okay. And here we can turn this torso and decide, okay, do I want this to be facing this way or do we want it facing towards the front? I'm having it face this way, so that means we'll see the side of this box. And we'll do the same treatment for this body, right, for the pelvis area right here. And so it looks like Lego pieces or just something that's a little bit more beefier than something like this, but notice that I'm still following the gesture so that we're not losing the gesture and the movement. Legs and arms I tend to make cylinders because it's just easier. Someone said the camera might be too close. No, it's not close at all actually. It's quite far away.
It's just for some reason it decided to manual focus.
Maybe this leg goes back so we don't really see the kneecap area. This leg comes in front. And so you're basically just filling in the gaps and you're adding more information than your previous step. So if you struggle with having figures that...
It's on autofocus.
Oh, it's on autofocus? Well, that's kind of dumb. So if you focus on, or if you find that your pose still lacks fluidity or stiffness, and it's really stiff, it's probably because you're trying to trace an outline rather than adding more depth.
Oh, I forgot, everybody. We are going live tomorrow on Tuesday on Gene Bond's channel. So we interviewed him on Saturday, and here they are. We interviewed him on Saturday.
And
we needed to make this announcement at the beginning of stream, but I
yes.
forgot.
Oh, that's fine.
So yeah, Gene Bond, we'll link his YouTube channel in the server when we go live. But again, Gene Bond is the artist. He published a bunch of sketchbooks. He travels all over the world and does these drawings on location. He's a really, 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 really good artist. He's been working professionally for a very long time, decades. Here's some of his stuff.
He has great perspective tutorials.
He has
and
a bunch
stuff.
of really good perspective tutorials, and he has invited us to go onto his YouTube channel tomorrow at 6 o'clock our time. So when
I know who that is.
I know who that is as well. Lunatic.
Lunatic.
I'm always so afraid to check. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. Lunatic. Can we get some W's in the chat for Lunatic? That was a Rosa Nebula. I've
Oh my
never
goodness.
seen that before. That's 15,000 coins. That's amazing.
We still got to do that watercolor.
No, I'm not Lunatic. I see you. Yeah, can we get some W's in the chat for Lunatic with the Rose Nebula? That
Hey,
made
Lone
a
Wolf.
noise. That was loud. That
That
probably
was-
jump scared some people. I hope it jump scared chat.
I hope it jump scared chat because it was a big one.
But yeah, anyways, tomorrow, 6 o'clock Pacific, we're going live with Gene Bond. We're going to be on his channel talking, chatting, that kind of stuff. But it's only going to be on YouTube. It's actually going to be on his YouTube channel.
Yes.
So I'll link it in the Discord when we do that. And I'll ping everybody. I thought it was a soundboard. No.
No.
That's a soundboard.
That's a soundboard.
Thank you very much, Lunatic. We really appreciate it. Yep, I was jump scared. I hope so.
So one more step is making it pretty, and this is basically however detailed or however simple you want your body to be, because you already have the main structure, which is the boxes and the cylinders and the gesture. It all looks really good at this point. All you have to do is just take this and use this as an underdrawing and add more. This was something that I learned a lot in figure drawing, and it's in figure drawing class, and basically we had to do this a lot. So the more you use a certain process that you're comfortable with, the better you will be at drawing bodies, because nothing is worse than trying to guess what the body looks like and not know anything and not have reference, and then your body doesn't turn out good and you're like, why doesn't it turn out good?
Yes.
That's the worst feeling. It is the worst feeling. But somehow and I do that too with other pieces, where I'll be like, oh, I'll start a piece, but I won't do any research. I won't set it up the way I should set it up, and then I'll be like, why is this not turning out good? So it happens to everyone. So this is where we use the structure and we use the perspective of the boxes. So for instance, if I'm drawing the chest, I will simplify it, or whichever way you want. I would just add in the details that I think are necessary for the body, however simple that I want. I would add in stuff like muscles, like your deltoids, implying the elbow joints.
Graduating tomorrow. Great. Congrats.
Congratulations.
Yes. And this is where a lot of your anatomy education will come in.
Yep.
You know, like just a lot of little things. Like this bump right here is the deltoid. This bump right here is the not the
tricep.
It's the tricep. This right here is the trapezius. You got the boobie.
The boobies.
You got the clavicle. So like this is kind of where your anatomy information comes into play. But up to this stage, there really wasn't any anatomical information. It was just setting up proportion, volume, and gesture.
Yep.
What iPad model and size? This is an iPad Pro 13 with the Apple Pencil Pro, and this is Procreate. It works really good.
It does work.
All
really
of them
good.
work good, but it works really, really good.
Yeah. So you'll notice that when I'm adding in my anatomical information, I'm more implying. Now this comes after a lot of studying. So what I would do if you really want to study anatomy, and this is what we teach in our anime art school, the process of memorizing the muscles, is I would start this way, but instead of simplifying the muscles, I would actually draw every single muscle group.
So what she's talking about, I actually have
yes.
These are.
Hey, Pumpu.
Come on. Please. I'm gonna turn this down. I actually have references of them. They basically would look something like this.
Yep.
So you go through a lot of this kind of stuff in anime art school.
Yes.
Where basically you do the same thing, except instead of simplifying the muscles, they're all drawn out.
Yep.
Color-coded.
Labeled.
And labeled.
Yep.
And they really start, and here's some more.
Yep.
Like this.
And Colin did a really good job. And this is where it's like your bodies don't have to look like this all the time. You just have to like understand where they are, and then when you draw a prettier body, you can use this information in your drawing later.
Yes. This would be called ecorché. And basically, yeah, they all really start off just like this kind of thing, like what Christina was doing. So these are some of my
these
drawings.
are great. I love these.
And we set them up the exact same way.
And look, this is like a cleaner version where he's adding some anatomical information, like for the rib cage, the pelvis, not the pelvis, the abs a little bit, that center line right there. This is a better version of it, I think.
All that kind of stuff.
I like that one a lot.
But none of these have any of the anatomical information. It's just the volumes, and if you added the anatomical information, it would look like, where the heck is it? It would look kind of like this. This is called ecorché. So if you want to look it up, chat.
I would love to go to another figure drawing class, like in person.
It's basically the body with the muscles showing. So if you want to learn anatomy, you can find some really good ecorché models online and study from those. It's the body with this, basically the skin not there and just the muscles showing.
Yep. And this is also can include stuff like fat pads. Like for me, if I'm doing like an anatomy demo, sometimes I will forget that there's supposed to be fat pads, and my figures will look really, really skinny and malnourished. But sometimes at this stage, you can add in like pooches, or you add in like extra flab or whatever, depending on your body type.
And a lot of the time, what fat pads do is they just smooth out the form.
Yeah.
A lot of the time.
You'll see like bumps like this. Like you won't actually see a lot of the quad muscles or whatever. You'll just see, hey, there's an indication.
Yeah.
Everything just softens.
Occasionally, you'll just see like this little lump that signifies like the end of, say, like the vastus medialis, like right above the kneecap. It'd be like zoop, and like then as you learn anatomy, you draw the muscles a whole bunch of times, and then you don't draw them, but you can like feel them there. So you just go, oh, I'm gonna put a little bump here. That's the whatever tensor fascia.
Oh, I kind of like I kind of like to think of it like it's like putting a blanket over something.
Yeah.
It's like, let's say you have let me think.
You feel it.
You feel it.
You can like feel it inside.
Yeah. Like let's say I'll draw the quads.
Where's the fat pad on the knee? There's a fat pad below the kneecap.
Like down here.
Serves to smooth it out.
So if this had no fat pads, it would look like this. And it'd be very, very defined. But what we're trying to do as like artists and stuff is to soften it. So that basically means like putting a blanket or like some softness over it. So that means you're thinking about this on the inside, but you're only choosing you're basically choosing where to push things out or not. Like maybe I'll push this part out, maybe I'll push this part out, but the rest is a little bit softer and not as pronounced. So you're basically taking that and you're smoothing it out, basically. I don't know what else to say about it, but
Yeah. What are good books to learn anatomy? Michael Hampton Figure Drawing, or Michael Hampton Figure Design and Invention, is that what it's called?
yeah. Michael Hampton, Design and Invention.
Yeah, Figure Drawing or Figure Design and Invention. That's a good one. It's a classic. It's like a must-have, I would say. Also, you can get the brush on our profile for free, or you can get it in our Discord server. Michael Hampton, Figure Drawing, Design, and Invention. That one's a good one. Morpho is good for learning like anatomy. It's more of an anatomy book, not so much a figure drawing book. There's a difference between figure drawing and anatomy. Basically, I should push my mic closer. So there's basically a difference between figure drawing and anatomy. Figure drawing includes anatomy, but it focuses on drawing the figure as a whole. So like this right here is like a figure drawing.
Yeah.
Anatomy is like anatomical information. It's almost like creating sentences versus studying words. So an anatomy book is like increasing your vocabulary, and figure drawing is like writing sentences.
Yeah, that's
So
a great way to put it.
you probably want to learn both, but what a lot of people do is they'll study muscles and study muscles and study muscles, but they won't study figure drawing, so their people will look like stiff and they won't know why.
Yeah.
They won't really know why. So if you have trouble, if your poses just don't look very good, try studying figure drawing. There's classes out there. We're actually running a figure drawing class starting around the middle of June. And you can find it on the link on our profile. It's a live class. You get feedback every week. But, yeah. Anyways, Michael Hampton's book focuses on figure drawing. Morpho focuses more on anatomy. What's another book?
Stonehouse's Anatomy.
Stonehouse's Anatomy. That's a good one. It's a huge book. It's extremely in-depth. It goes into in-depth than most anatomy books you will find, and it's a Korean book.
Yeah.
Stonehouse's.
Yes. Thank you.
I think that's it.
I think that is it.
Stonehouse Anatomy, big book, full color, really good. Do you guys do Zoom calls, right? Yes, our figure drawing class is on Zoom, and it's going to be starting June 14th, and it's going to run for 6 weeks every Saturday. Barely know the basics of anatomy. Maybe next month I'll study it fully. Yeah.
Never too late.
Hey, it's never too late. Just you can do little chunks every single day, like 30 minutes in the morning. You'll notice improvement really fast. If you do like 30 minutes of studies every single morning, within a couple of weeks, you'll already notice improvement. Because it adds to that like information. Even if your drawing is quote a failure, it's not, because you're learning. Like you're learning every single time you do something.
Well, actually, something that is interesting, that one of the assignments that I got in my figure drawing classes, we would go to like the masters, like Da Vinci, or what are the main artists again? Donatello.
Da Vinci.
Da Vinci. Oh, oops, sorry. Like Da Vinci or like those master artists, and we would basically take their image. Let's say, pretend that this is a beautiful image. Like, let's say that Adam's painting or whatever. I know it's by different art. Michelangelo. That's right. Michelangelo. I forgot how to spell his name. Maybe that's how you spell his name. We would take this. We would put a transparent sheet over it, like a parchment paper or whatever kind of sketching paper, and we would literally draw the muscles over.
That's like a Ray Bustos assignment.
Yeah, but it was not as intense.
Not as hardcore.
It was more like we're trying to figure out where the muscles are in the drawing, and we would be like, okay, here's the deltoid. Oh, here's the bicep, where the artist drew it. Oh, here's the forearm muscles, and then we would label it. Boom, 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 and oh, here's the pecs.
You do that, like, it seems really difficult and complicated, but it's really not. You do that, like, for fun, on the side, like 10 times, and I'm telling you, it's not as bad as it seems. It seems intimidating, but this does not take that long, and it's like fun. It's like solving a puzzle. It's like, okay, where does this go? Okay,
it's an organic
that goes
puzzle.
There. You mark the muscles. If you're studying the muscles, I mean, if you want to know the names of them, you don't have to. I have a friend, he's an art director at a big studio. He has aphantasia, and he doesn't know any of the muscle names, but he memorizes them based on how they work. He's like, oh, I know that this muscle connects to here, and it does
does
this sort of thing, or it does this. And so he actually memorizes the functions of muscles, and that's how he remembers it. There's a lot of really high level artists with aphantasia. And Jin Kim.
Jin Kim, yeah, he has aphantasia, I think.
Jin Kim, one of the most famous Disney artists of all time, aphantasia. I think it was Jin Kim, or is it Glenn Keane?
Jin Kim, because he's the Korean guy. I've been drawing since I was a kid, but I feel like the progress is very slow. So the thing is about art is that there is a process to getting better. There's a system to it. If you've drawn as a kid, but you've only kind of like dabbled, or you like don't really have that training, it's very difficult to make progress. Now, the thing is, there's like, if you draw a lot, if you've drawn a lot as a kid and you put in a lot of hours, that gives you a lot of mileage. But if you don't really understand information, like if you don't know a process, if you weren't trained to do a certain way, professionally, everything just kind of becomes very elusive. You're kind of just guessing, right? So if you find yourself guessing a lot, you'd make much slower progress because you're basically like drawing in the dark. You're like trying to find like where something is with your eyes closed. But when you're in a class, for example, or when you are learning the fundamentals, you're basically trying to understand it more and draw it in a way that's helpful and actually helps you to improve. So that could be why your progress is very slow.
Yeah. Setting it up, filling it in, making it look good.
Mm-hmm. Characters, would they have different features or would it be the same? I'm not sure what you mean by that, Sam. Oh, people of color anime? I would say, yeah, their features are quite different than, your traditional anime face, because most anime faces are based off of, I don't know, very exaggerated version of Asians, because that's their beauty standard. And with people of color, they don't really draw those kinds of features that well, unless that's like, they have to study it. So for instance, our character Naomi, she looks very different in comparison to our other characters who are more traditional, like they just look traditionally like an anime character. And she has, like, for instance, a button nose that's more defined. She has puffier lips. But they can still be in the anime proportion. You can just change it up just a little bit. And automatically she looks very different. She doesn't look Japanese anymore. Or she doesn't look like an anime character, like traditionally, but she still has that anime feel to it. Because you only changed a few things like the lips and the mouth. And I would say that's like one of the main features that people really focus on for this kind of ethnicity, for example.
If issues making my poses more fluid rather than stiff because I focus too much on anatomy, do short figure drawings, do short gesture drawings. So I had that problem. Exactly. 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes of gesture drawing. I would say do 1 minute to 1 minute and 30 poses and focus on trying to capture the whole figure within that amount of time. And you'll notice very quickly, you can't focus on anatomy if you want to get the whole body done in that amount of time.
Yeah, you can't. So
if you focus on anatomy a lot, do timed gesture drawing and just as warm-ups. That would help a lot. Any advice to exaggerate gesture? I hear artists talk about it, but I'm not sure what to exaggerate exactly. A lot of it comes down to experimentation. A lot of it comes down to studying how other artists do it. Find some artists that you think they have really good gesture in their work, animators. A lot of it will come down to simplifying things in order to make a larger impact. Like you basically eliminate what's unnecessary. So if there's like a muscle you made, or like an area of the arm, you may just simplify it into one curve rather than adding all the little bumps and everything of the anatomy.
Yeah. Like, for instance, this, I'm like, okay, I'll just do the sartorius. Or whatever. I'll just split the leg like this, and that's defining something.
Yeah, find some artists you like, study their work, try to understand their decision making. Even making some notes. I find some of the most educational time that I have is when I'm just looking at an artist's work and I just have like a notebook and I don't even draw. I'm just like writing. I'm like, it looks like they're doing this. It looks like almost you're like studying, like explaining what you see and why you think you like it. Just like sort of in like an internal monologue where it's just like, why do I like this? What is interesting about this? And
yeah.
then, you know.
Sketch brushes? I only use one brush, and it's the brush in our profile.
It's really just what you like.
It's really just what you like, yeah.
I mean, some people sketch with pen. Some people sketch with Sharpie. Some people sketch with pencil. Some people sketch with, like, charcoal or, like, Prismacolors. And you can just find what you like.
Yep.
You can get this brush for free on our profile.
Yep.
We have a linky there, and you can run over there and download it. It's an ABR, so it will work in Procreate, Photoshop, Clip Studio. Niv Art. So happy to meet this channel while trying to sleep. Thank you, teachers.
Aw,
Awesome.
thank you.
Yeah, you can also get the brush on our Discord server. If you want to join our Discord server, just go ahead and send us a direct message and ask for the invite, and I'll send it to you. Yeah. Otherwise, you can go to our website, drawanime.com. You'll see our invite on there.
What if I don't want to get some classes? Is there any way or any chance to be a self-learner?
I'm not sure exactly what you mean.
Like, oh, what if you don't want to take classes, but like...
You mean to try and find everything for free? Like...
Yeah, I think find everything for free, like on YouTube or something. Or YT.
I mean, you can. I would say one of the best ways to learn for free is you become friends with an artist and study underneath of them.
Yeah. What if they don't want to do that?
I
don't know. Sometimes you just got to find a way.
The way that it works is there's many artists that have come before us, and some of them upload their work online for free. They teach on like YouTube and stuff for free. So you can definitely learn a lot of content for free.
I would say Proco's a good resource for anatomy, stuff like that. Figure drawing. Proco's very, you know.
But, like, again, you get what you pay for. If you
Yeah.
pay for nothing, then a lot of the information tends to be disorganized. You'll never get a critique.
Yeah.
And critiques are one of the best ways to improve because it's personalized. So it depends. Like, you can definitely learn a lot of stuff for free online, but you're not going to get a lot of the benefit of
Getting that.
Yeah,
Getting that
and
accountability.
I wouldn't really want to work underneath of someone without paying them because I feel like I'm taking advantage of them as well. like yeah, I mean, you could definitely find artists out there who will teach you for free, but do you feel good with yourself knowing that you're basically mooching a bunch of free work off of them? Like if you're taking a bunch of their time. So like that's how I feel sometimes, and they may not see it that way, you may not see it that way, and it all works out, but it's something that I think about. Like
Try to be considerate, you know?
Yeah, like Gene Bond, for example. He's an artist that I really look up to, and he's like giving critiques in his Discord server, and I'm just like, I want to
pay him.
I want to pay this guy for his time.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, yeah, you can definitely learn. Like, you can find a PDF of almost any book for free and just pirate it. Like, you just literally like Google the name of the book and put PDF after it, and you can find almost any book for free. But it doesn't help the artist, in my opinion. And then when you're an artist and you're really good, do you want people pirating your books? It just depends.
What brush are you using? You can get this brush on our profile for free. Now it's almost like understanding what you're getting, what you paid for. Like for us, we try to make our content like worth the pay. Like that's why we made our classes the way the price that it is. It's definitely a much cheaper alternative than art college, for example. But it's like if I was just starting out, I would have been like, wow, this is really worth it, and it's vetted. So
yeah. What brush? You can get the brush for free on our Discord server, or you can get it on the linky on our profile. If you can't see the linky on our profile, it is drawanime.com. You can just put it in your browser, and the download is right there. It's just the brush. So Renee and ... That is the answer to the brush question. If you want the invite to the Discord server, you can also just direct message us on TikTok and ask for it, and I'll send it to you.
do you learn more when you make a shadow of your pose and define it, or actually draw out the pose? I don't know what you mean.
You mean starting with the silhouette? Like blocking in the silhouette? Is that what you mean? Russ, thank you for the follow. Paige
Thanks,
Turner,
Jenny.
thanks for the follow. Awesome. Yeah, the silhouette. Starting with a silhouette, like, it's not a bad idea. A lot of character designers will start with it, but if you're gonna start with a silhouette, you have to have underlying foundation as well.
You have to know
Because
what's in the silhouette.
in order to turn a silhouette into a three-dimensional form, you have to have training foundationally as well. So, like, I would not recommend students or beginners do it because
It's a high level.
it's like a high level thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a high level thing, but starting with a silhouette can really help with creativity if you're designing stuff. Like, I don't know, say we just start off with, like,
1 second.
what?
I can't see that.
Yeah. So you're starting off with, like, right, a silhouette or something. I don't know, we'll put a thing maybe here. So if you're gonna take this silhouette and turn it into something, so let's just, like, lighten it up, and there's the silhouette, and you want to, like, turn this into something, you're gonna need to be able to draw and design in 3D. So maybe, you know, you can go, I don't know, maybe I'll turn it into like a floating rock or something.
It's like you're trying to turn it into a three-dimensional form. And
Yeah, like, my brain is already seeing this object in 3D, and so, like, I'm seeing this as a three-dimensional volume from the beginning, and then maybe I do something like this and something like that, and then maybe this rock
I would drop
is
but
up
my key is
here.
on my lap. That's real.
right, maybe there's a rock sticking out
Wow.
behind it. Maybe I go like, I want to make this a little bit more interesting. Maybe there's another rock right here and one sticking out behind.
Yep.
So, like, starting with a silhouette and turning it into something requires, like, foundation. So if you don't have foundation, I would recommend doing a bunch of perspective, doing a bunch of exercises, that kind of stuff. But silhouette, it's a good design exercise, but it's kind of high level.
Yeah.
Kind of like a high level thing.
Well, it's like in order to do a silhouette and stuff and make it work well, you also have to think of this before the silhouette's even created sometimes.
You know. Paco fame, thank you for the follow. When I draw, it gets lost and becomes slanted and wonky. Yeah, that's like that foundational understanding. It takes a lot of practice, but it's a fun exercise to try.
Yeah.
My drawings look extremely flat. Flat. Is there a certain tips or practices to fix this? People, characters, in general, perspective. Generally, perspective. I mean, if something looks flat, it lacks perspective. So you can practice. Actually, I would go to Gene Bond's channel.
Yes.
Gene Bond, Genebond. He has a YouTube channel. He teaches perspective.
Actually, right here.
Yeah.
Gene Bond.
He's a buddy of ours. We're actually going onto his channel tomorrow to talk on YouTube. He's going to interview us. And a very, very good artist. He teaches mainly perspective.
What if I can't see in 3D? I'm not sure what you mean by that.
You don't have to see in 3D. It's something you develop through practice.
Yeah.
You don't have to see in 3D because what you know, you can draw what you know. Like, if you put two lines like this, like, drawing in 3D is an illusion. So if you know how to create the illusion, you don't really have to be able to see it. But if you can't see in 3D, you shouldn't drive. I'll say that first off.
If you don't have depth perception, like you only have one eye, well, it's much more difficult. But even with one eye, you can still see dimension. Like, you can see that a box has 3 sides. So if you can tell that a box has 3 sides, or a cylinder, there's a bottom side of the cylinder, here's the top side of the cylinder.
Draws a box with 2 sides.
Oops, sorry, did I say 3 sides?
It's all
But oops, sorry.
It's funny.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking.
I do that all the time.
So this is a box with 3 sides. You can see that there's convergence, there's multiple sides that you're looking at. That's 3-dimension. You know, you're making that illusion.
Like, if you can't visualize 3D, well, you can know that if you draw something and you overlap it like this is going to create the illusion of depth. Like, it feels like these objects are moving back in space just because we're putting in this stair-stepping effect here.
Yeah.
Like that. So, like, you automatically create the illusion of 3D. Can't draw at this angle. There we go. just by doing that. Like, these are maybe rocks on the ground going back in space.
Aw, thanks, Sam. We try. We really try. I'll thank you, Wally, for the follow. How do I make good poses? I can draw the body parts, but when I put it into the pose, it looks weird. I would try to see that the body can be malleable, because sometimes when you know how to draw the body parts, maybe you're only used to drawing body parts in a specific view. I'm not exactly sure like what you're exactly struggling with, so I can only guess. Like for me, when I'm drawing a pose.
Oh, how to make good poses, I draw the body parts. Like, you can draw body parts separately, but when you put them together, the person's like,
Yeah.
I would say gesture drawing. Study gesture and figure drawing.
Yeah.
Figure drawing focuses on the figure as a whole. So it's basically like you talked about here.
Yeah.
At this stage, this has nothing to do with body parts. It has to do with the holistic figure.
Yeah.
So when you look at a figure, you don't see body parts. You kind of take in the essence of what the character is doing, how they're acting. So drawing and focusing on the whole will give you better results when it comes to the whole.
Yeah. Like here, I'm not putting in any anatomy. I'm just thinking, okay, how long are the arms? Where is the torso or the pelvis bending? What's the overall S or C curve or gesture that this pose is in? Is it in a large C curve like this? And maybe there's some smaller S curves, to support the main curve. Where's that counter shape, whatever it is. And when you have this set up, you can add the body part information on top of this later. I know how to draw side view because of you. Aw, thank you, Renee.
Yeah, so like study, like do gesture drawing. Any tips to get away from relying on references so much? To draw without references, you have to understand things so well that you don't even need to look at them.
It's like this. My Hero Academia, there's this character, Momo, the one who creates stuff based on her knowledge. She basically studies to the point where she understands something fundamentally, and then she can create it. It's kind of like that, without reference.
Yeah, so you basically draw and study references so much, and you understand the structures that create stuff. So, for example, if you want to draw something without a reference, you study what it looks like, right? So maybe I say, okay, I want to draw a camera. Well, what is a camera? A camera is a box that's wider than it is thick and tall, and then it has a cylinder on it that sticks out. So let's just say, I can't see.
You want to switch?
Nah, it's all good, right? And it has a cylinder that sticks out, maybe like here. Maybe this is a digital camera. Maybe it has a button on it. Maybe it has, I don't know, a screen here that folds out like this, right? So like understanding the primitive forms that say maybe make up this object. And then you don't need a reference. And so what you do is you can draw cameras a whole bunch of time at different angles and understand them and go, well, how thick are they? Where are the buttons? What do they look like? Why do they work the way that they work?
It's like memorizing something.
Yeah, it's like memorizing something. It's like Legos. Like imagine it as Legos, and you can basically go, okay, this part is plastic, this part is glass, maybe the part right here is glass, and this part right here is glass, and maybe it's got some rings around it, so it like zooms in.
Oh, thank you guys for liking the YT chat.
Like that. But you can't draw something if you don't know what it looks like. If I told you to draw a bird you've never seen, like you wouldn't be able to draw the bird.
You would have to have the reference.
Yeah, I'm like, if I tell you like, okay, I don't know,
give me something to draw.
Yeah, draw some very specific car that you've never seen before. You wouldn't be able to draw it.
Just tell me a car and I'll try.
I don't know, draw like a Porsche or something.
A Porsche?
Christina's like,
even like I'm like. I mean, the only thing that I know about a Porsche is that see, I can't even do it because I don't know. I don't draw cars enough. But like, this is how difficult it is. Like, I know that with cars, there's like a window, right? There's definitely a window. There's a side door. But in terms of like what makes a Porsche, I can't really tell. Like I know that they have these kind of rounder headlights. That's all I know.
Yeah.
And then everything kind of falls apart.
Yeah.
That's basically what you're trying to do with people is, or with anything that you're trying to do with references. If you don't know it, you can't draw it. So you have to study it with reference and then be conscious about it. Like don't just draw a reference and be like, I'm just copying. You have to be like, okay, I know that a Porsche looks like this. Or that has this kind of shape language or whatever.
When I was young and I drew a lot, I thought that I had to just magically know what something looked like, and I couldn't look at it.
Yeah, or it's like you're cheating or something.
I thought I just had to magically know. It's like I would try to draw stuff like vans and trucks and anime characters, and I wouldn't even know what they looked like. Like I wouldn't know how big their eyes were or where they were positioned, and I was just like, where... I just drew, and I never got any better because that was around the time that I drew Sword Guy, by the way.
Oh.
I never looked at any reference. I didn't even know that looking at pictures was a thing. I didn't even know that studying something was a thing. And it wasn't until I started like drawing anime characters, like doing like copy drawings, that I actually started to improve and I understood that like, wait a second. Different things have different shapes. It sounds so dumb, but I was just like, different things have different shapes. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, so this is what a Porsche looks like. So now I'm looking at reference and I'm like thinking, okay, I'm looking at this. I see, okay, there's the, the car windows and all that stuff of what a normal car would have. But a lot of these edges are very smooth. So I'm taking that into account. The way how the tires are attached to the car, it's not like this, where like a Jeep, for example, but rather it's kind of covering it very smoothly. It almost looks like a bar of soap. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like the bar of soap as it slips out of my hand.
Yeah, it's like that. So, then this is learning. This is, what was it Gene Bond said? Dynamic learning. Dynamic learning, where you're like, okay, you're being conscious about what decisions you're drawing, and okay.
Yeah, and
so
like
that's studying.
You can see how far the door comes down. It's like, oh, it comes down like right here and kind of goes like this, and then it goes back and it comes back, and there's a door handle and it's like right there, and then there's this part in the window that's like, oh, right there, that's cool, and then it's like, oh, there's like this kind of goes up and it kind of comes down like that, and what you're really doing is you're drawing to understand.
Yeah.
Like if I told you to draw an oak tree and then a pine tree, like you would have to know what an oak tree looks like.
Yeah.
Or like they grow in certain ways. Like if I tell you to draw an evergreen, or if I tell you to draw a maple tree or a weeping willow, like you'd have to know what they look like. Like you would study them and understand the shapes and how they grow and why they grow and all kinds of stuff. And then there's just general design principles like that just make things look good. And if you like perspective, for example, is one of those very, very fundamental things that every single object that exists in this world exists in 3D space. So it's probably a pretty good idea to learn perspective.
Yep. Dimensional
How do
drawing.
people make OCs from any angle if they don't need a reference? I mean, an OC is a human generally, or an animal, or some sort of combination of it. So if you know how to draw people and you do a bunch of figure drawing, how people make OCs from any angle? Yeah, they decide what they look like. They go, the hair is pulled back like this, or the eyes are this shape, or I don't know. This is the color of the hair. The ears are this big. The character's this tall. They're wearing this type of jacket. This comes down to here.
Well, look, this is my first attempt at what I thought a Porsche looked like, and now with reference, it's like, oh, okay, it looks a little bit better.
And if you drew 100 more,
if I drew 100 more,
like you would know it.
Yeah, I would know
just like,
it.
oh my gosh, it's like that. Mm-hmm. How do I learn perspective? Is it easy? I don't think perspective is all that difficult. There's a couple fundamental things to learn about it. Essentially what you're doing is you're creating the illusion of 3D space on a 2D surface. That fundamentally is what perspective is. You are making something look like there's dimension where there is no dimension, right? Like this is a flat iPad. It has no dimension. But yet if we start drawing space, do I need to move it over?
Yes.
if we start drawing space, right? If I draw a rock here or something sticking up, we're starting to create the illusion of depth on this surface, right? Like they're really, really wonky. I can't see.
You want to switch?
No. There we go. A very odd angle. There we go. And let's just say, you know, we have a couple,
KY, thank you for the follow. And Darius, thank you for the follow.
maybe like this kind of thing, right? It's like we're starting to create this illusion. Like this one, you know, let's just say there's A and B. B looks like it's in front of A. It's just, it looks like it's closer to you than A. There's like this distance that's been created.
Mm-hmm.
That's essentially what perspective is. And there's rules to it, like, you know, vanishing points, horizon lines, cone of vision, all that kind of stuff. How long y'all been doing art for? Long time.
Long time.
I've been working professionally since 2016. Christina and I have both been drawing like over 20 years since we were kids.
Yep.
We have 2 published books.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we published 2 how to draw books. We run classes. We have an online school. We run live classes on different stuff. I do mentorships with students to help them become professional artists, to get employed.
Mm-hmm. I do some mentorships occasionally.
Mm-hmm.
But I also
Your
teach
books
a lot of
in
courses.
Asia, perchance. They're on Amazon, so you might be able to get them.
Hopefully.
So you could look them up. I'll show you the cover of them. I have to go get them though. They are.
When you want to study someone's art style and do have tutorials, should you follow it?
Huh?
When you want to study someone's art style and they have tutorials, should you follow it?
Online school? Can anyone sign up? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. You can check it out on our website, drawanime.com. We run live classes. We're starting them in June, and we also have a self-paced curriculum. Are you books in Asia? So yeah, how to draw Anime Academy, how to draw manga. Here's volume 1,
Mm-hmm.
and here's Anime Academy, how to draw characters. So this is about designing and creating your own characters from imagination. So you can see that there's a lot of fun stuff in here. These are a bunch of characters that we created for the book. Here's some expression sheets.
Thanks, Luke. That's so sweet.
There's like some of the expression sheet parts. Expressions. Let's go to like, there's the girl group. Eyes, heads, faces, ball of the mouth, head angles.
I also use the book to practice a bunch too.
Yeah. Head
So.
shapes, fitting heads into different shapes to make characters look interesting. Shapes within shapes. This is a design exercise. You can see that this little girl has round shapes on the outside and sharp shapes on the inside. So she's little and cute but mean. This guy is strong but friendly. And this guy is sophisticated and mean. So you can use shapes to create different vibes.
You can get this book on Amazon.
Yeah.
And on our website, or I mean, we have the links to it on our website.
Yep.
And I think if you want to follow their tutorial because it's the art style that you want, then you should try follow it.
Yeah.
See how it goes.
Here's Sheriff Dude.
Yes, I love the sheriff dude.
Yeah. A lot of stuff. We even talk about
Beekeeper.
design. We talk about interpreting references. This is a good section. You don't see this in a lot of books.
No, I wish there was
Literal
more sections on
interpretations
it.
of how to take a reference and turn it into an interesting design, like a vase turned into a dress. All that kind of stuff. Really, really nice stuff.
Other variations,
Yeah.
how to make it from mild to more intense.
Yeah. Different references and stuff. I really like this book.
This is in the second volume A.
Yeah, this is volume 2.
Yes. this
How to
is
draw
volume two.
characters. There's Miki on the cover.
Mm-hmm. Miki Beaky Best Girl.
Book actually looks so good. It is a good book, and I know
I
I'm
tried
biased,
really hard.
but it's a good book.
It's a great book. I mean, like, oops. Just look at.
Candy.
I tried really hard on it, so
Yeah.
of course I'm very biased, And we try to basically
Wait,
cram
let's show
everything.
Victor.
Yes, we basically try to cram everything that we wished we saw, like in an art book, and put it in ourselves.
Here's Victor.
Mm-hmm. There's two
There's
versions.
2 versions of every character.
Yep, a real world version, or
Yeah.
more normal world version, and a more fantasy version.
Yeah. So if you want to make your own characters, that's like from your imagination. These are all characters from imagination. Like we came up with these characters for the story. We designed them. We created expression sheets for them.
How many pages? This one is like
130
130
something.
something pages.
I don't know, 136.
Yeah, 136. And
Yeah.
we go through illustration processes as well.
Illustrations. Yeah, a lot of good stuff. This one.
Love triangle.
I'm excited to make book number 3. That's gonna be fun. We're just about to start on our 3rd volume.
Yes.
Poses. Most of the questions y'all ask on stream are answered in these books. Oh, is there color rendering? Book 1 has sections on color rendering and color theory.
Yep.
Book 2 is more about character design. How do I learn how to draw clothes better? Study costume design.
Yep.
We're running a class for clothing drawing and costume drawing in the summer, starting on the 15th of June.
And if you get any one of our live classes, you get a lovely
Yes.
watercolor and our books for free,
Yeah.
shipped to you. So that's a little incentive that we're thinking of getting, or
So
that we're doing.
if you want to learn how to draw clothes, learn the 7 basic folds. Let me go to one of the sections on. Where's clothing in this book?
Clothing.
Towards the end.
It's no.
Oh, here it is.
There it is.
This book has a section on it. Learn the 7 basic folds. Right? Here's diaper fold. Zigzag fold. There's 7 different kinds of folds. A lot of them are just kind of remixes of the same fold.
What is your art class covering? So we have 2 classes. One is going to be on figure drawing and anatomy. So we're going to be covering how to draw bodies, how to analyze muscles, how to memorize them. And the clothing costume drawing is basically teaching stuff like this.
Good stuff.
Yeah, 7 basic folds, how to study clothing and draw costumes and stuff like that. And there are going to be a lot of demos and critiques.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. What's up?
Puzzle time.
Puzzle time.
Also, did Stuff maybe get the class yet, or are they
I don't
playing?
think so.
Oh, okay.
Let me look. Angelina, did you get that class yet?
How much is the book? So we have it on Amazon for $26, but usually they also have sales. So
Yeah, it's like $27. No, not yet. I don't think. Oh, good. Where do you get it? You can get it on Amazon. You can look up Anime Academy, how to draw manga. We are the authors. You can see us on the back. There we are.
yeah,
Well,
it's,
I have autofocus turned off, so it gets blurry if I put it too close. But there we are.
Yep. Both books cover different things, yes, but they also kind of blend together.
Yeah,
They have similar things.
They cover different things.
Yeah.
They overlap a little bit
Yeah,
in certain areas, but most of it is different topics. Because book 1 is like kind of the basics, a lot of anatomy, a lot of like figure drawing, bend and stretch, stuff like that.
You can softly remind her stuff maybe.
And then book number 2 is all about like designing characters, giving them expressions. There's a lot of stuff in both books that the other one doesn't cover, but they are actually standalone.
They are standalone.
You can buy one without the other, and you're not gonna feel like you're missing anything. Go bother her till she buys it. Fox, as the secretary, I recommend that you send Angelina's mother 4 emails per hour until she buys the class. Which book do you recommend to new artists? Probably book 1.
Book 1.
It covers more basics. Yes, sir.
But like, notice how even when I'm drawing simple poses like this, I'm still starting with my proportional system and all that stuff. So it's just memorizing the process and just doing it over and over and over again. That's basically drawing in a nutshell.
All right, chat. You want to know what?
No, nothing. Go
Do
ahead.
you want to know something? I'm not going to tell you. I'm just going to show you. So all of our regulars who are here, wait a minute, and I will come back and show you something that you're going to like. Okay. So I'll be back.
You'll be back in a bit. Okay. I'm excited. I'm not gonna say anything. Faye Moon, thank you for the follow. Queen Miko is on it. Yes. Fox, you're funny. Okay, bye, Tuna. Thank you for coming. Oh, new kitty.
We got a 2-month-old kitten.
He's a very yappy little kid.
Listen to him purr. He's a very loud purring.
Good boy.
He's very cute. I'll try to show his face.
I don't know how you
Can't really
can
show
tell.
him very well. But there he is. That's
There
what he looks
is.
like. He meows a lot.
He's a little meower.
Jake the second is so cute.
Jake the
Oh,
second.
you're so precious.
Kitty Cam.
No, I'm not gonna let you jump out.
I guess you're going back into the
Oh, I know.
What? Oh yes, it's perfect.
There's
Kitty Cam.
He
He looks like
cute.
Foxes. He looks like Poppy, and now I can't tell them apart. Where?
What?
What?
You're crazy for saying that. Oh, you're so soft and cute.
He saw a dog earlier today, and he
Not
got
happy.
spooked. He was not happy.
Poppy is actually kind of getting more used to him now. We've had him for 3 days.
Yep. She actually approached him, and hissed and growled as usual, but she was not aggressive, and she was very good. So,
yeah.
no threats to either of them, which is very, very good.
He's
Good
threateningly
boy.
cute.
He's threateningly cute. Look at his little face. So we still haven't decided a name yet.
We have not decided a name yet. There's a couple that we are deciding between. We might name him Tombo. Tombo. The guy from Kiki's Delivery Service.
Mm-hmm.
We might name him Dookie.
Because he's a little dookie sometimes.
Because he's a little dookie.
Like Dookie.
We may name him Socks.
Socks.
Because he's got four cute
four
little socks.
cute little sockies.
There's 2 long ones and 2 short ones. Oh yeah, Tombo is so cute. It is cute. I vote Jake Jr.
Jake Jr.
Saki.
Yes, Obelius, there is another kitty.
Yes. Kitten number 2. You're so cute. He is absolutely an escape artist, and he
runs around.
hates,
Hates
and
being.
I mean hates being in a room alone.
Yeah. But we
I
have
vote
to.
Tombo. I'm biased to that movie. We were thinking Tombo.
Tombo?
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 Tombo's cute.
Tombo is pretty cute.
Maybe if you have a cute name, it'll make me less annoyed at you sometimes.
Socks was my old cat's name because that for a reason, but it's S-O-X. Whoa, look.
What? Whoa!
What is this, a Simba?
John and the lion? Do you
What?
hear it?
Yeah, I hear
Oh
it.
my
He's
gosh.
like roaring and stuff. Look.
Lunatic.
Oh, and thank you, Duel, for the roses.
Lunatic. No.
Wait, is that even more than...
Oh no, Lunatic, you didn't.
No way.
Did you see that?
Did you see that?
That's you.
Leon?
That's you.
What if we can name him Leon?
Leon, the
Leon.
legendary lion again. I can't believe that. Oh my gosh. Lunatic.
Oh
That's.
my gosh.
This is getting. Uh-oh. Oh wait, never mind. I thought I felt a poopy drop on me, but it was just this headphone. That worried me.
Tombo sounds a
Gasp.
little too much like Tombin. Well, that's the point.
Oh my goodness.
He also likes to climb.
He loves to climb. He likes to climb up your body and scratch it. I can't believe that. Lunatic. Can we get some W's in the chat for Lunatic? That is wild. Honestly, Lunatic, at this point, just sign up for the live classes.
Yeah, just sign up for the
instead.
live classes instead.
Live classes. Or I don't even know at this point. That's huge.
I'd rather...
I
well,
can't
I don't
believe
know.
that.
I was going to say Miki Biki tier, but...
I mean, I want to give more.
Yeah, I would give more for Miki
At
Biki
this
tier.
point. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. Don't you even think about it. I just bought these.
I mean, I was even thinking we could even...
No! No!
He's trying to bite the wires. What time do your classes start? It will start at around, what was it, 11 a.m.
Yeah,
Pacific?
what time do they start?
I think they
It
start
should be on the page.
I was even thinking,
Actually, yeah, it should be on the page. I can check the page.
what about like a critique for Lunatic?
Hold up.
Yeah, no problem.
I'll tell you what time they start a critique. How about I don't even know. I don't know, lunatic. What do you want?
What do you want?
out
You're always
into
you're always giving so much, and I feel bad. Not bad, like I'm very grateful. I just
11 a.m. Pacific, 6 to 8 p.m. GMT. So if you're on the East Coast in the States, they start at
lunatic, you're a blessing.
2 p.m.
2 p.m.
I want nothing. You're not gonna get what you want.
Well, you're still gonna get watercolor.
Yes.
So I mean, we can even do that.
That was so loud, lunatic. I'm yelling. Yes.
I mean, we can even do that
Fox.
sometime soon.
Maybe. The answer to that question is maybe.
Do you want to do watercolor? Lunatic's watercolor today?
You quit biting my headphones. He's so cute.
He is cute.
He's a little chubby little bubby, little chubby bubby, little
Chubub.
chububby.
Chabubby.
No.
Hey, Kirachi. Lunatic just spent like $500 on donos. Yeah, basically.
Lunatic.
Again. Lunatic, how...
Yes, I have a feeling that these earphone wires are probably not gonna live to see much longer.
He's not. He's basically not going to be allowed in here if he keeps... Hey.
You sneako.
We have to clap every time.
Uh-oh. There's no solving it.
How about I just had the stupidest idea ever? Let Lunatic name Jake the Second. Lunatic, do you have any naming suggestions for
Yeah,
this
what
guy?
are your suggestions?
What are your suggestions? We'd like to hear.
He seemed interested in earphone wire. Rip. It was loud. Yeah, it was loud.
He is an energy ball.
Listen to the purr.
He
Can y'all hear
purrs
it?
a lot.
Can y'all hear it? What are you meowing?
He just meows for no reason
He is
either.
the yapper of all ages, too.
Yeah.
You just meow and meow and meow. Just meow and meow and meow.
Oh, I keep forgetting to draw the rest of Miki.
The meow is so cute. It is cute until it's 50 times a minute.
Even after you see
for
him.
2 hours. As soon as you're done seeing him, he just meow, 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 meow.
Yep.
You're such a yapper. You little yapper crapper. You little yapper crapper. He does.
People
poop,
do.
He does crap a lot. He fills up that litter box so fast. He's like a little.
He's a little poop machine, poop and pee pee machine.
He's like a little machine. He'll like take a dookie and he'll sprint over to the food bowl. And just eat so much.
He's a poop generator.
They purr really loud as kitties, yeah. People let cats do whatever they want. No.
We're trying not to do that. Poppy, thank goodness, knows that she can't chew on wires, and she
Poppy's
knows
a
that
very
she
good kitty.
can't scratch on furniture. And I'm just like, that's a rare kitty. That's why I don't want to let her go.
You're a rare kitty. You're a common kitty.
We're gonna have to. I'm hoping that Poppy will teach him to not do that, but
Yeah.
we're gonna have to teach him.
But
to
I
not
mean,
do
it's
that
a
either.
kitten.
It is
Kittens
a kitten.
are
Kittens are gonna bite
wild.
stuff. Yeah.
We were looking at kittens that were like 5-6 months old, and then these ones were outside of the PetSmart, and the what? Huh? Do you need to get put away? Do you need to get put back away? Also, we've started painting.
Yes, we're starting more painting stuff.
Ooh, well, she's buying it right now. Awesome.
Who? Oh, great.
The puppy I met today bit me, and and everything he saw, so I think it's normal. Yeah, kitties are. It's 2 months old.
It's
This
only
is a
2 months
2-month-old
old.
kitten.
Yeah.
He's just a little.
I have to put you on the list.
He doesn't even care.
He doesn't care. He's a very good kitty. He doesn't squirm. He doesn't squirm. We just saw him at a PetSmart one day, and Kitty! He actually looks at the camera. It's cute. Hi, Moon. You got a new kitty? We have no idea yet.
We're thinking Tombo.
Tombo, maybe?
Tombo?
We were thinking Tombo or Dookie.
Tumby?
Tumby?
Tumby. Sometimes words just come out of my mouth when I look at you.
You're giving queso energy. I love it. We try. We like queso energy too.
No. Sometimes he tries to climb you with his claws. He
No,
hasn't
I
learned
hate
restraint
it.
Yet. He'll learn. I'm gonna put you through kitty boot camp.
Kitty boot camp. Oh, we could even take some kitty training classes.
That could be fun.
Yeah.
A lion IDK if I'm late, but I saw a lion.
Yes.
Lunatic. I don't know what to do at this point.
She says she wants nothing.
Let's just do like a sick watercolor with like, I don't even know.
I mean, I have her on the list.
Can I do 10 sets of keens?
10 what?
10 sets? How many?
Hey, chess.
How many did I, How many did I give you?
Huh? For what?
Torby. He's asking about homework and I forget.
Cat is so cute. I agree, yes.
20 sets. Can I do 10 sets of Kren's boxes? 20?
Fox says art challenge and it's just drawing Lunatics OC as a thank you.
That could be funny.
That could be actually really funny. I'll keep that in mind.
320 boxes. They don't take long.
You don't even draw. Why am I getting this? I think it's a sign, Galder.
That's because
the kitty
has summoned you.
Yes.
You get, good luck, kitty.
Good luck, kitty. Hey, if you want to draw, you, maybe this is your sign to start drawing and seeing how it is. But if you don't want to.
If you are seeing this, you have received the kitty of good fortune.
Luck. Good luck. What about something Lucky? What if he was named Lucky?
He's not lucky.
He's not lucky. No, he's not.
You've taken all of our luck. All right, I'm gonna go chuck him back in the blinky.
Well, Galster, if you do have any questions on drawing, we're happy to answer your questions. We teach art and we draw mostly. At least I draw mostly anime, but we've been wanting to also be a little bit more serious as well with our art education, and we want to grow and help other people grow as well. In reality, I'd rather make fan art. Here, this is my sign to finish my unfinished art. Yes, V, I think so. So, Lunatic, do you have any name suggestions that we can name the kitty? I'd be very happy to hear your ideas. Anyways, where was I drawing? What am I even supposed to draw now? Maybe I'll draw Tira because I haven't drawn her in a very long time. And I'll draw her. Oh, I miss Poppy. Poppy's our other kitty, our resident cat. What did I miss? You missed a few tutorials probably. Well, actually, I don't know exactly what you missed. This is what we missed. This is what you missed. You missed kitty reveal. New kitty reveal. Toby! I don't know where Colton went. Actually, no, I know where he went. He went to put the kitty away into the toilet room, the bathroom. Why did I say toilet room? Yes, a new kitty.
What's up?
Toby's here.
Tarby. We were thinking of naming the cat Toby.
Yeah, we were thinking of naming the cat Toby.
We have been considering. Wait, Toby just missed the kitty.
He knows what the kitty looks like.
Can you ask him if I can do 10 boxes instead of 20? You mean sets? Colton, my boxes, the boxes. They're fun. They're not hard. They go so fast.
You've taken perspectives. It won't be that big of a deal for you. Sets. The boxes, the sets.
Do you want to do 10 instead? 320 boxes is not.
Just try your best to do as many as you can.
They are not boxes. Take forever. Okay, that's okay. You can do 10. I would say do all of your homework, and then if you have time left over, do more boxes. I would say wait, are you gonna name cat Toby? We've been thinking about it. It was one of the potential
6A
thingums.
Girl from Digimon? Mimi? That's the only girl character that I know aside from Sora, but she has a little ponytail for this one. How do I start on anatomy?
I'm so honored that you're considering Toby. It's a good name. It would be a cute cat name.
It would be a really cute cat name.
We're also thinking Tombo.
But Toby, I like the E sound at the end.
Toby,
so, here's your anatomy process.
Do we have permission to name our cat after you? The Toby of Tobies.
The Toby of Tobies?
Christina just picked my pose I am doing for my weekly hat.
Nice.
OMG, yes, but no pressure. Should we name Kitty Toby?
Hi, Toby.
Toby?
Toby.
We could make a lot of cute words out of that name.
Yeah, we can. I think Toby is a pretty good
I
one.
think Toby is a good name.
Toby Maguire.
Toby shall be immortalized through cat. Yes.
Okay, fine. We'll name him Toby then.
You think Toby's good,
I
chat?
think Toby's good.
We could name him Tombo as a nickname.
Yeah.
Toby Pie.
You
should definitely name the cat after Toby. Kitty! Lau, hello.
You can rewind.
Son. Are you guys sure?
Oh yeah.
We were thinking that.
We've always liked the name Toby.
Remember, there was that cat in the neighborhood back where we lived before. And its name was Lola because they thought it was a girl, but it was actually a guy, and it was a stray, and it always walked around and tried to follow people home. And we named it Toby, not knowing the cat's name. And so then the cat got catnapped, and the guy was sad.
Yeah.
And we were just like, "Oh, rip Toby cat." But it was kind of like an unofficial name, so we've been thinking about naming our cat Toby.
Yeah.
My dog is called Lola. Nice. That's great.
Stuff maybe sent stuff in Discord chat, Colton or Christina.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Can you talk about super angular stuff like Studio Trigger, Yu-Gi-Oh, Penny and Stocking? Yeah, they just
Like
don't round stuff out.
They just don't round it out. So instead of, like, let's say instead of having a super round face, like, let's say Panty and Stocking, right? This is like a round, softer face, but in Panty and Stocking, they'll take this as, like, let's say a base, and then they'll be like, okay, instead we're gonna go like that. It's all the same stuff. They're just stylizing it in a very interesting way.
Awesome.
You know, here they make the fingers sharp, or they make the shoulders sharp.
Great, I see it. Stuff maybe. Awesome. Well, then everything's done. Well, I'll send you an invite to the Discord server for the.
So Stuff Maybe's got it.
Yes.
Awesome.
Stuff maybe gets put on the list.
Yes.
Yeah, they just don't round off stuff really. They end things in points. When I was doing Bakugan cards, they did that a lot. They just didn't round off anything. Like, all of Dragonoid was just very sharp and angular. It was like every armor had a spike. It just ends in points.
Mm-hmm. There's some roundness, but other areas that need to be sharp are sharp. But once again, I'm kind of guessing what the Panty and Stocking style looks like.
I think we should name the kitty Toby.
I think so
I
too.
think Toby's good. Toby. Tarby. Troby. That art style is so cute.
This one?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Chad. I don't know anything about Bakugan, but I did card art.
I only know the first season, and I love that first season. So, like, let's say, okay, instead of the hair ends being all swooshy and you know, really nice, it can be stiffer and more like it got zapped by electricity.
Yeah.
It's the feeling.
It should be fine. Nosebleed.
Oh, that's fine.
That's fine. You don't need to censor it for that. Art style is cute. Genius.
Toe cheese Toby.
Oh, follow. Call him Cho Cheese Toby.
Toe cheese.
Toby shall be immortalized through Kitten. That's great.
I actually used to draw
Progressor.
Hydronoid.
Hydronoid.
I used to draw Hydronoid because I thought he looked cool as a kid. Because that was in one of the books that...
I never did find the card that I did. Or the cards that I did. I don't even remember.
You can look up Dragonoid card.
Dragonoid card. I just don't remember. There's so many cards.
Well, there's so many cards. Maybe you could see the date. That one looks pretty familiar, actually.
That might be one of them. You don't remember. Like, you would think you remember what you do for professional work, but when you literally do art for a living and all you do is art, and not only that, the project has a style guide to make every single artwork look like it was made by the same artist, if possible. So you can't actually recognize your work because you have to follow the style guide. So you're like, did I do that card or did I not? I don't remember. See, like, all of these look like it.
What's going on with the weekly challenges in July? I saw the poll. I think originally they were doing a vote for Art Fight, but we decided not to do that right now.
Yeah, we're gonna think about
we're gonna think about it first before going with it, because technically Art Fight and Anime Academy is quite different. It's like separate things.
Yeah, I don't really want to cancel our community stuff because there's some completely separate, unrelated event going on. Like, people can not do it if they don't want to, but there might actually be big changes to challenges coming up. Anyways, on an unrelated note, Christina and I have been talking about it.
Yeah.
There may be big changes coming to challenges. I have no idea what card I did.
I don't know.
At a complete and absolute loss. I don't even know if I would recognize it if I saw it. It was like 2019.
I think our fight is held every year, but I don't do it or anything. Did I miss stuff? Maybe says, did I miss anything? I don't think so.
Probably a couple of good quotes. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't remember honestly what we did for Bakugan. I worked on a couple other than Dragonoid. Dragonoid was the only one I remember the name of.
For people who don't know what Art Fight is, it's basically an event. I don't really know who started it, but it's basically where people go into teams and they draw each other's OCs and they gain points, but it's like a free thing. I would do it if there was money involved, maybe.
I did design the Stormcaller weapons for Guild Wars, though.
Oh.
Yup. I designed all these.
Oh, wow. Unfortunately, they can't see it.
Let me look. Let me try to do something, all right?
Okay.
I'll put this right here. I have been wanting to do this for a while, so let's just go guest plus window. Yeah, these weapons here, I designed all of these for Guild Wars. These are screenshots from the game.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, there's Stormcaller. So all of these, the shield, this was, I don't even remember what that's called. This is the shield. This is the mace. This is, wait, was that the mace? Yeah, that looks like the mace. I don't know what that is. I don't remember. Yeah, all these. There's the Warhammer. I think that's what they call them.
Oh, that's cool.
The bow, the long, or there's a long bow, there was a short bow, there was a rifle, there was a pistol, there's the short bow, the staff thing. So yeah, back when I was working on Guild Wars, I designed all these. Kind of cool. Pretty cool, huh?
Pretty cool.
That's what Kakashi says. Underneath the mask is another mask. Pretty cool, huh?
Huh? That's so funny.
But yeah, that's what they look like, chat. Stream. Wait.
What?
Only YT saw it. Will this be on the YT channel? Yeah, let me look really.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that was only on the YT. So actually, chat, you weren't actually able to see that, were you? At least TikTok wasn't. Gaming stream. There we go.
I thought the style looked cute, and I was like, oh, I'll draw Ray in this style, or kind of a similar style like this. And because Biki is cute, I will do her the same way.
Swear TikTok filters me again. That's giving me enemy vibes too. Every chat ban. Hold on time. Make seven hands. Will the hands bring the fingers? Oh, the fingers are just lines in panty and stocking.
Oh, I see.
YouTube is the best. It's just shape. It's shape design. Like,
yeah.
You basically have restraints or constraints on the design of the shapes.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna draw in a certain style, it's just self-imposed rules of how the style looks. You do this, not that. You do pointy, or you do round, or you render the hair like this, or the shapes of the eyes are like this.
Well, it's kind of like cooking, right? Like, let's say, for example, if people who are cooking...
We already got one of those today. Go away, bot.
So, let's say, for instance, with cooking. In French cooking, your base aromatics are onions, celery, and carrot.
Mise en place.
That's mirepoix. That's mirepoix, right? For French cooking is onion, celery, and carrot, and that is your base aromatics for basically anything. You basically put anything in this, and that'll be like a French thing. But if you were to go to the South, Southern cooking or Cajun cooking, or Creole, whichever it is, they would have onions, celery, and bell peppers.
Peppers.
So this is called the Holy Trinity. And basically, they have the same concept, but it's just a slightly different style. So that's kind of how styles are like to me in my opinion. Is like, oh, it's all the same. You just tweak it a little bit. Like you add another different ingredient. We have another Anime Academy couple.
Can you join Naomi Line? Thank you for the follow. I think you're bot though. Hello. Are these recorded? Yes, they are. They're on our YouTube channel. Draw Anime Academy on YouTube. We're actually live there right now. So hypothetically, if I were to start drawing, where would I start? That depends. What do you want to draw?
Yeah, what do you want to draw?
Generally, it wouldn't be a bad idea to start with foundation.
Mm-hmm.
I would say perspective and design foundation. But honestly, a lot of the time when you just start drawing, you just need to rack up the mileage. So draw a whole bunch of whatever you like drawing. A bunch of, if you want to get better at design, draw a bunch of like animals, cats, if you want to draw creatures and stuff.
You could draw a bunch of cars if that's what you like. You can draw a bunch of plants. Anything that you find is fun, just try it out for now. Don't worry too much about like, oh, am I doing this correctly, perfectly? Just attack the paper.
Another one.
What?
Another AFK check thing.
Oh.
You always copy references, but use your style in detail phase. I tend to just copy as I see the pictures. It's a design thing. I mean, think about it, right? If there's a square, like this is a really simple example, right? Let's just say that there's a square.
Might you move that over?
The further I move it over, the harder it is for me to draw, but then Chad can't see it, right?
Yeah.
Let's just say there's a square, right? And I'm going to draw this square, and I'm looking at the square, and I'm going to go, I'm going to draw this square, but I'm going to do it in my style. So maybe I'll draw the square, but I'll just go like, I'm going to round the corners out, and I'm going to draw this square, and I'm going to round these corners out, and there's my square that I have referenced from this, but I've modified into that. All right? So it's really the same concept. If you're drawing an anime character or something from a reference, you're basically you're taking in what you're seeing, you're filtering it through what you prefer or what you feel like doing, and then whatever's coming out is what you're drawing, and it requires you to basically modify it in your head. All right, I could go, here's the square, and I'm gonna draw it like this, but I'm gonna do this.
Oh.
Right? Or maybe I'll take that square and I'll go, I like that square, but I want to change the proportions. And so maybe I'll go, but I'm going to add some design. I'm going to take that square and I'm going to add maybe a little bit of design.
Ah.
And we'll do that. And so I can like start to mess with the proportions and maybe try to make it a little bit more interesting. And maybe I'll just go, oh, you know what? I'm going to make a little bit of curved lines here. So I'm just going to go like that, and that, and that, and that, right? I've changed the line weight a little bit. So if you're drawing something from observation, you're basically making decisions about what you want to do from it, to it. Would you say that figuring out how your style changes from basics, that it's easier to apply to everything? I kind of have to read that again. Would you say that figuring out how your style changes from basics, that it's easier to apply to everything, making everything consistent? I'm not sure.
You like
exactly
fundamentals?
What you mean.
Like if you know the fundamentals, then you could basically apply to any style that you want.
Yeah, like you'll see that. Like Christina never draws in this style.
No, I never do. But when I saw this, I was like, wait a second, that's kind of cute. So I basically morphed my drawings to fit this vibe because I know what a head looks like. I'm just changing the proportions and I'm changing the style of the eyes. So this is not normally how I draw, but I decided to try something.
Yeah. There's actually assignments out there where you take a reference and you draw it, but you change it. It's a really popular design assignment, actually. I might be able to find some images of it. Maybe it's on like Brainstorm or something.
Yeah, words are hard to say. Okay, so that's what you meant. So yeah, I would say when you learn the basics of anything, like you can modify it to how you want it to later. Like I would say I wouldn't have done a lot of my people drawing wouldn't have gotten as good unless I did a bunch of figure drawing and actually understood the anatomy or how to draw realistic people. Like I always took the information of how to draw realistically and applied it to my anime drawing or whatever style that I wanted to, and it just became a lot easier because it's like you're You're just choosing how much you want to show.
I don't know if I'll be able to find it.
I notice I'm more prone to finding my art style on full bodies. I need to practice that more. I think understanding proportion will always help. Understanding proportion, always understanding the volumes. Like, what helped me most was trying to paint things using a 5-value system, realistically, not trying to find the style just yet because maybe like the foundation isn't there yet to the point where I can modify it to a certain style. And once I'm confident in painting realistically, then I will look at all the artists that I like, and I will study the way how they render bodies or draw bodies. Because it's like, it's all the same information, they're just changing it up a little bit. How would you draw 3C hair? Actually, we have that in a video, Potato. Wait, crap. What was the video name again? It's basically how to draw hair in a nutshell. And yeah, actually look at the video. 1 second. I do talk about 3C hair.
It's literally like one of the latest videos.
It's literally one of the latest videos on our channel, yes.
Yeah. If you want to go to our YouTube channel,
Hair
Draw
drawing
Anime Academy.
Yeah, hair drawing tips you wish you knew earlier. That's the video.
I'm trying to find an example of it, but I don't see any.
Saving this screenshot for future purposes. Okay. Probably a style guide. Style guides are also super fun. Like, I mean, if you've always wanted to draw in like a Riot style, or you've always wanted to draw in a Disney style, learning the fundamentals will always make it easier to transition between different styles because it's all the same information.
Yeah, they're all linked together through the same things.
Yeah.
How was the interview? It was good.
It was really good.
You can go watch it if you want.
Yeah.
It's on our channel. Hey, Sarah.
So maybe we should name the cat Toby. But yeah, I would say like if you want to learn the Disney style, for example, basically collect a bunch of Disney style references and just do a bunch of studies. Just draw them. You can mix it up by drawing some from line by line or copy it exactly, and then maybe draw another version where it's your own character in a Disney style and see how you can change things up. That always helps a lot.
Does the screen get hot? No. Hey, Def Pappy.
Glenn Keane is one of my favorite Disney artists. Nice.
Glenn Keane's stuff is great.
You guys ever make your own poses with reference?
Your own poses with reference?
Do you mean like you take a reference but then you make your own pose with the reference, but you like change it up a bit? Can you draw Naomi, please? She's my favorite. Okay, fine, I'll draw Naomi.
Glenn Keane is really good. Jin Kim is really good as well. Very good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I feel so awkward taking pictures of myself as reference, but it works. It does work.
It does work. I've always liked the idea of giving Naomi some star afros. Cause that's cute.
That is cute. I like that.
Actually, we'll make them more rounded stars, but technically the style's supposed to be a little bit sharper. But yeah, you know, round ones don't hurt.
I mean, do you ever draw poses without reference, like making brand new poses? Pretty much every pose that's humanly possible has been done.
Yeah, there's no new pose under the sun.
Yeah, another thing is that good poses look good because they're visually easy to understand.
Yeah.
It's kind of like saying, do you ever draw box in a perspective that's never been drawn before? It's like, not really. Like, every pose has been done, but if you mean drawing from imagination, absolutely. Like, yeah, like, if you know what makes a pose look good, you can come up with them from imagination.
Yes.
Like some of the things that make a pose look good is contrapposto and a good, line of action, like a good S curve or a C curve. Another one is counter shape, like using a counter shape in your pose. There's a lot of fundamentals of pose design that if you learn them, you can design your own poses. So yeah, I would say you learn a lot of that through gesture drawing and stuff like that. Half playing Genshin Impact and half watching this. More like half playing Genshin Impact and half arguing with someone. Give it a rest, guys, please.
Yeah, it's not productive.
Or I'll mute both of you. Thanks. My inspirations are Lupin the Third. Yes, Lupin the Third. Funny enough,
Lupin the Third.
There's a character from Lupin the Third that a lot of people use to practice different design stuff from. Fox loves muting people. Fox is one of our TikTok moderators, and she'll start muting people. She's actually free to mute people when she wants as well.
Yes.
Have you done any comics? Short ones we've done.
Like mini ones?
Yeah, actually I want to watch Lupin. I've never seen
What is that? Lupin? Lupin? L-U-P-I-N?
L-U-P-I-N, I believe. Lupin the Third? Lupin the Third.
Whoa!
Yeah,
okay.
I actually want to watch that.
Ooh, she's cute. Oh, that's cool. I want to watch that. It's so goofy looking. I love it.
That's cool.
That's goofy. Gotta love the pompadour kind of vibe.
How long have we been on? Hour and 40?
Something that I'll notice that some artists would do is that they'll add like a little highlight outline like this.
Huh?
Add like a little highlight.
Like a little edge, rim light?
Yeah, like a little rim light. And it's like very graphical.
That's what we did on Bakugan. That's
Yep.
like it. That's
That's
we
basically
did so
it.
much of that.
Uh-huh.
I don't remember if they put it on the outside or the inside of the line. We're probably on the inside.
But gives depth. Lighting.
Randomly came across this. Doing art, drawing, teaching. Although there hasn't been. I mean, yeah, it's been teaching and educational. A lot of drawing, this kind of stuff.
Yep, we did some tutorials earlier.
Figure drawing. This is.
Oh. Talking about references, talking about styles.
Drawing, costumes, breaking things down, all that sort of thing.
Breaking down styles. I forgot to add a bit of shading to this. Highlight.
How's everyone? Hello, Dahlia. How's it going?
Hey, Dahlia.
We're doing good here.
I finished the watermelon. It was very good. I missed watermelon, so it solved my watermelon craving. Yep. For these, I have different artists for Lupin movies, so if you watch them, just a heads up. Okay. Ooh. My tailbone.
I remember buying your book 2 years ago. Had no idea you guys had a YT channel. Yup. Awesome. Here we are.
2 years ago. Wow.
Hope you enjoy it. That must have been like close after we published.
Any exercise for hatching? Hatching.
Yeah, I think there's hatching exercises. They make like gradients and stuff. So like hatching, they'll do something like this, and then they'll basically go,
Sorry.
So, like this. Maybe I'll try this. So if it's like pen or whatever, they'll go like this. They'll bring them closer together.
She is the type of person that Fox.
You can do this sort of gradient, like this.
Ooh.
And you can do a whole bunch of these studies where you just do these and you really, really try to create a consistent gradient. This is obviously just for demonstration.
But like you'll notice that with
that
lighter
would be like
values,
cross-hatching.
there'll be like much more higher frequency of the hatching, the darker it'll get because there's just a lot of. It's like a net, right?
Yep. What did I do?
I don't know what you're doing.
You know, it'd be like really dark over here on the end, and then it would come out as a gradient over here. Like that. Obviously, you would try to make the lines parallel. But there's a bunch of different kinds of hatching as well, right? Mm-hmm. And then down here, you'd probably just have like...
black.
Yeah, for the most part. Like that kind of thing. And you do like 20 of these. Mm-hmm. And then you'd probably render primitive forms and stuff. Again, hatching is a technique. It's not like a fundamental. So if you wanted to learn how to render using hatching, you would have to know how to render. So for example, if I wanted to render like a cube that's 1, 2, 3 sides, you could have this side like that. Mm-hmm. And you could have, you know, maybe this side like that.
Creates a different effect.
You do a whole bunch of those.
I always like doing hatching that's more like this. So like if I'm drawing like hair and I want it to be hatched. Now this is just a particular vibe that I like, but I just kind of like try to make sure that my lines are consistent. Yeah. And they're not like different sized and all of a sudden there's like a change. Like it's if I want it to be even, then I would try to make as even strokes as possible and to keep them consistent. No, but that's things that I like to do.
2023 been grinding ever since. Awesome.
Nice. Grinding, huh?
At the grind, awesome.
That is great.
Yeah.
But then if you want to do
it depends on what medium you're using as well. If you're using something like, you know, a pen, like hatching with something like this.
Oh, yeah.
Is going to be different. So, you know, I would also recommend doing hatching with like a traditional medium.
Do the other page.
What?
You could do this back page here.
You know, you can really do the same thing. You know, you can just go, you can kind of break this up into sections and go, well, I know right here it's going to be really dark, and maybe you can just kind of go you know, you can start splitting them like that. Actually, there's a guy out there. He has a book called Framed Drawing Techniques. And he actually talks about hatching a lot in it.
Oh, framed drawing techniques?
Yeah. He's the guy that wrote Framed Ink.
Yeah.
Marcos Mateo or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
And you can just do a whole bunch of these. And you can, you know, practice with different forms. So say, you know, you can go.
Mm-hmm. It's like the less lines you put in, the lighter it is. But the more lines you put in, it's always just going to keep on getting darker. Hey, Kat. Where did you guys meet? If that's not too personal. We met on Artemino. But we were just friends for a long time. Art friends.
Right, you can practice doing a whole bunch of stuff like this. And you can start getting more complicated. Again, you have to know the fundamentals of because hatching is like is a technique of shading, right? And so a lot of the time, if you're hatching, you want your hatching to go around to help describe that form, right? So maybe I'll hatch going, I want to hatch going around this form. So if I'm going to hatch, I'll probably go enhance the form like this.
Oh, that's fun.
And if you're hatching, you can hatch in perspective. So if you have like a box or something.
Hey, leopard.
Right? If you have a hatching, you can hatch in the perspective of the object like this. What's up?
They said, would you have a number one tip for people who draw traditionally but want to go digital?
Yes. My biggest number one tip, if you're going from traditional to digital, is don't try to learn every tool at once. Just try simply to recreate what you already do traditionally, digitally. Basic layers, basic brush, slowly explore the medium of digital. Try not to mess with layer settings and multiply and added layers and color dodge. And it gets very overwhelming.
Keep it simple.
Just learn the basics, which is like basic layer control. This layer's on top, this layer's on bottom, or even just one layer, and just get comfortable drawing on whatever you use to draw, and then slowly start expanding as you get comfortable. Yeah, hatching is like a technique. So you would use hatching in what would be the word, like conjunction with, in
congruence?
Yeah, in congruence with your skill in rendering. So core shadows, light and dark sides, you know, like if you like people who know hatching, they would do like notan, right? So 2-value studies, and they would probably use hatching to fill in the dark and fill in the light. I actually have a drawing that I did recently with
Some
hatching.
people also use hatching by, like, let's say they have like a room and they want to show the let me just draw like a little box here. This is what I've seen in some artists, is they'll use hatching very in a very designy way, where like they would use hatching to imply texture. So for instance, some hatching, like, okay, let's say you want to draw the roof.
Yeah.
You can use hatching.
You'd find like your vanishing point.
Yeah, you're right.
You'd connect these.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe your horizon line would be about here.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. All the hatching would go to that point,
Yep.
say.
Yes.
You can even use a ruler as well.
Yep.
Sometimes people even use like a string.
But the hatching can be used to show perspective. Now, I'm not doing this perfectly. It's whatever. Or maybe like there's like some paneling in the walls, and they'll use hatching
To separate
the panels. Or kind of like little dings and stuff like that.
Yeah. So this is a little pencil
Anyways.
sketch that I did the other day.
It's so pretty.
And I used a little bit of hatching on on the bush out front. And I separated this out, but like you can see that it's kind of like, well, I can't really zoom in on it, but there's some hatching here and there. Like you can use hatching to describe the form of the ground. This is like a thumbnail sketch for a painting that I want to do. It's pretty small. Like that's how big my hand is compared to it. So, you know.
I love that drawing.
But it's just a technique for what you already know. It doesn't give you the ability to render. Like being able to hatch well is almost like, you know, being able to make a nice looking brush stroke.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a brush economy for drawing.
It is. For like line art. But not all hatching is the same, you know. You don't have to use hatching like this. Some people like to use hatching that's like this was the hatching that always kind of confused me a little bit. But some people definitely hatch like this.
Yep, I like that.
It's kind of fun.
Jason actually hatched a lot like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It just I have to think of it like basket weaving.
Jason hatches a lot like that. You can actually see it in some of his work. Where is that? See, he does a lot of that hatching in the background. A lot of
I
these he
see.
hatches. This goose, all of this is hatched.
Okay.
It's actually pretty nice looking work.
Yeah.
Open image in new tab.
Oh, wow.
Here, I'll just do this. An artist friend that I was friends with my dad. I'll show you the work. I have to send it to myself though. So like this goose here, it's all hatched. Like all of the feathers and everything, they're all like little patterns of hatching on here. This is all traditional work. And so he hatches all of that. Like the feathers and stuff is just different techniques of like hatching and all that.
It'd be really cool to draw animals like this.
Yeah, that would be kind of fun.
I mean, I'd like that he kind of left the whites and there's no outline in the head.
Yeah.
But he just like left it blank like that. I like that.
The lost edge or
Lost edge, yeah. Have you seen David Finch's hatching where he uses thick to thin lines that follow the forms?
Maybe I've seen it.
I don't know. It sounds familiar. Is there any proportions used to draw the legs? Line. Divided in half. Bottom of the kneecap. Top of the leg, approximately. Your upper leg and your lower leg are approximately the same size, and then you have a little bit of room for the feet.
Yeah. And then the calf halfway.
Halfway. Here.
the gastrocnemius. You divide basically this in half, and then that's where that calf muscle on the back is.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go a little bit lower.
Well, I was drawing more of a front view, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, that is.
Yeah, that would actually work too.
Yeah. That's generally the proportions. Yeah, your gastrocnemius, which is your calf muscle, one side's higher than the other, so you tend to get this. Back and forth curve.
It's kind of diagonal.
Yep. High on the outside, low on the inside for the calf. Yeah, you basically get that.
Looks like a chicken leg.
There's a TikTok on that.
Yeah, there is, but not necessarily. Well, I mean, there is a TikTok on legs, yeah. I see front and side view on that leg. Yeah, it's like kind of. This looks like a front.
If it was a
side.
front view, it would probably be more like.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
Like
you'd see a bit more.
This would probably come up more, and you'd get like.
Yeah.
More like that for a front view.
Yeah.
Or a side view, sorry.
Oh.
Was I saying side?
You were saying
was
front
I saying
this whole
front?
time. Yeah.
Yeah. Side views of legs are like.
Chalk.
Straight.
Very curved in the front. Alternating curves.
Yeah. Side views of the legs are basically like that.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of thing. You basically get a curve on the front, mostly straight on the back, and then a curve on the back, mostly straight on the front. And you got like your kneecap and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Flower says day 4 of asking for pretty boy making stream.
Huh?
Pretty boy boot camp.
That's funny.
Hi, Karasu.
Karasu the Dreamer. Hello. Hello, welcome.
Hatching's fun though. I used to be obsessed with the idea of screen tones because I was like, oh my gosh, it'll make my art look like manga. But then I just realized it's just shading. They just use tones because it's just like it's just regular grayscale.
Faster, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I use tones because it's faster.
Yeah. And it costs less to print. I'm like, oh, that's why. I mean, it's still cool though, the way how they do it and apply tone. Definitely has a really interesting effect. Mage Mickey?
Huh?
Mage Mickey?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot. You can actually do a lot of comparative anatomy with animal and human legs, and see how similar they are. It's actually really fun. Chat, what? We never even gave you guys head pats yet? It's already at 50K?
That's crazy.
That's wild. All right, chat.
It ain't my job to remember. It's your job, chat. And it's not just your job to remember, it's your job to remind us. Good job, chat. 50,000.
50,000? Honestly, that's pretty good.
50,000 likes on TikTok. That's a astounding record. It's not even a little bit of a record.
I would say in about 2 hours. That's pretty good. Wanted to apply traditional screen tones, but it seems like a lot of work. Yeah, it's a lot of work. You gotta cut it all up and stuff and make sure that it's the right shape. That's why I never bothered. That's why I liked Clip Studio, because you can apply tones digitally. But that was when I was in my like manga like freak out fan art like fangirl phase.
What did the stars mean? The stars were back when chat was super good at liking the stream. Now it's kind of abysmal, honestly. Chat used to be so good at liking the stream that we would have like 500,000 likes in a single live stream.
They had the
just kept
incentive.
pushing it.
Mm-hmm. So the stars, the first star that was achieved was in August 2024 for 200K likes in about 5 hours.
Can we be friends? No. Yeah, 200,000 likes.
This one is 200,000 likes in 2.5 hours. because they had a really big incentive.
315,000 likes. That's like the magical growth star.
And then this one is the ultimate 500K likes. Also done in 2024.
Do you have any advice about making line art look less sketchy? Drawing things that overlap? Yes. So there's a concept called plussing, and it's basically when people do a sketch and then they do a line work, you want to make sure that your line work is actually adding to your drawing. That it's not just, you're not just tracing your drawing, but you're actually adding more and better information.
This is what tracing looks like.
Yes. Sorry, the cat hair is floating around in the air in front of me.
So tracing looks like this. And then the final result looks like that.
Yeah. That's
struggles
did
of
that.
we all did that. But in this one, for example, what if I added, hey, what if I put more information?
Good luck on finals. Yes, good luck on finals.
Overlap. The breasts are overlaps. Muscles are overlaps. T-shaped shaped lines like this right here. Bicep, deltoid. This overlap right there. That's how you show it. Right? Maybe I can add a bit more like, hey, maybe I can add more information like this is where the end of the rib cage is, and I can add a little indication of where the opening is on the inside. Here's a center line. So every stage I'm just adding. And then when I take out the drawing underneath, now it looks more interesting.
Yeah, you can see that there's actually interesting stuff going on.
Yeah. Bye, Dahlia.
Favorite anime? I don't really have one.
It's that would kind of make a cool fine art piece, to be honest.
Bye, Dahlia. Yeah. Honestly, been kind of bleh with art lately. You know. I want to get back into being hardcore.
Serious.
Talking to Gene Bond really made me. It really reminded me of what it was like to be
intense
at practicing and growing and just trying to be the best artist that you can be. It reminds me of back when I was a student. We were doing like 16-hour drawing days every day. It was hard, but it was fun and rewarding because within such a short period of time, your work has improved so much. What?
A little heart me. Potato sent us a little heart me, and it was on your head. Yeah. It is, it's a vibe to be hardcore. Like, I kind of wish I had more of a hardcore boot camp vibe. Like an FZD type thing in a year where I just drew a bunch in a year. But I think Art Center was a pretty good experience for that.
Yeah. Honestly, I've been wanting to go and do that. We need more like professional art friends as well. Like, oh my gosh, it was so fun talking to Gene Bond.
Oh my gosh, it was really fun. Please continue, Stern. I want to hear.
Huh?
You mean your FZD story?
Was I telling a story?
I don't know if you were telling a story or not.
Or is that a bot comment?
Probably is a bot comment. I don't know. Who knows?
What was I saying? What was the story about? Should be studying for final exams, yet here I am learning how to draw. Hey.
Oh, Alex is here.
Yep. How's it going, Mr. Grape? Mr. Grape.
I should be studying for final exams, but yet here I am learning how to draw. Yay! I still love that feeling of just waking up early to go to a figure drawing class.
Awesome.
Awesome, yay!
What was I saying? Yeah, I mean, back when I was a student, like, I wanted to become a professional artist, and I decided that when I was 18. So I was in high school, I had no idea what I wanted to do. I drew a bunch of anime for fun in class, and I enjoyed drawing, but I didn't know what I wanted to do. I found a YouTube channel called FZD School, and it was a guy who drew spaceships for a living. He worked on video games. He ran a school. And he talked about concept art, and he was like, yeah, there's basically a job out there where you can draw spaceships and characters and environments and explosions and cool stuff for a living, and it's actually a job that pays a lot. And so when I was 18, I decided that's what I wanted to do. But as with most fun careers, things that are perceived as fun, it's really competitive. Anytime you go into an industry where something is perceived as very fun and you get paid to do it, it's going to be very competitive. Most industries that aren't fun are competitive. If you want to be
like
a
coding.
musician, yeah, coding. If you want to be a musician, it's competitive because music is fun, and if you want to get paid for it. If you want to do art for a living, it's competitive, and the way to make a living from it is you basically have to outwork the competition. It's kind of just the way that it works.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to have a realistic chance, like, yeah, we can complain about, like, nepotism and people who are like, oh, it's all about who you know. But, like, at the end of the day, I'm more interested in actually getting results. So, for me, I had to practice a lot. And it's like, you know, learning foundation and everything. Like, if you want to become a professional chef, it's the same way. It's hard work. You know, John Paul always talks about 10,000 potatoes. Mm-hmm. He's like, potato, I'm sorry that you have to hear this, but
you gotta get cut.
You gotta cut 10,000 potatoes in order to get to the level where you can just not even think about it.
Potato.
And that's just life, right? So if you want to be a professional artist, it's hard. It's a lot of work. It's fun. You know, learning how to make the hard work fun, and a lot of it is just discipline as well. Like, you don't always draw the things that are fun. Like, it's hard work. You gotta do boxes. You gotta
peel those potatoes.
You gotta do the hard foundational stuff. And a lot of work, but it's worth it. Yeah, I mean, what else am I gonna do with my life? Like, I can sit around and not do anything, or I can do art and enjoy it. And I just feel like for a while I haven't really been pushing myself as an artist. Like, I haven't been working long hours practicing. Obviously, we've been running our business and starting it and growing our channel and everything, but talking to Gene Bond recently really made me realize that there's high-level professional artists out there who are still really hardcore.
And really passionate.
Yeah.
And they're all, like, they're so, like, nerdy about it. Like,
yeah.
After just talking with Gene Bond, I'm like, oh my gosh, he's such a nerd, but it's in the best way possible.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm like, I want that energy, you know?
Yeah, like, and it's just been something that I've been thinking about lately. Like, I want to go back to the mentality of the student mentality.
It's like, I don't want to chill anymore. I don't want to just coast.
Yeah, and I'm absolutely not at the level where I'm not good enough in the slightest where I can just coast.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Benji. By the way, Benji, did you ever get your package? I feel like maybe you did.
Yeah, did you get your package? It might take a couple weeks to get there.
Yeah, because it's in a different place.
Or maybe we'll get it back in a month. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? My name's Potato because my granddad got me a potato for Christmas one year. I was so happy.
Awesome.
Oh, that's so cute. That's so sweet.
Yeah,
oh, potato! Thanks.
Every fun job is very high risk, high reward. I don't really see it as high risk. If you're having fun, there's no risk in that. Like, it's time well spent. For me, it's like, where's the risk? If I enjoyed the time that I was doing it, then that's the best way I can spend my life.
Sounds like a anime protagonist quote.
I don't think so.
No, I think it's great.
Yeah. Thank you for trusting enough to open up. I mean, yeah.
It's the story.
It's the story.
It's your story.
But yeah, I mean, long story short, I was 18 when I decided to become a concept artist, and I made this goal to try and get my first professional job by the time I turned 21, and I worked my little tail off and ended up getting hired to do my first theme park job at right before I turned 21. I did I think it was Dino Land. Actually, maybe I think some of my work for that project actually got released as well. That was like my first professional job.
Oh, awesome! You got your watercolors. That's great.
Where do you get that motivation? I think it's a combination of motivation and discipline. Like, the way that I think about it is, do I want how my life turns out or my life ends up to be based on whether like what I kind of feel for that day. Like, do I want to leave my future up to however I just happen to feel in that moment? Like, I get to the end of my life and I'm just like, my whole life was a series of decisions that were made based on how I felt that day. I don't want to give my emotions that much power over my future.
Well, it's like you think you're being free, but you're not.
It's like if I'm upset one day and I don't do anything, it's like I've just sabotaged my future. And so, like, overcoming, like, obviously, I don't mean like slaving away doing something you don't like. Like, most days it's good. But on the days that it's not, like, do I really want to rob future me?
It's like doing it for yourself because it's good for you.
Yeah. Do I want to rob future me of my goals just because I didn't feel like it that day? I think motivation is a very dangerous thing.
Just relying on motivation itself. Like,
you know, and motivation is important and good. But if I'm not motivated, like if I get to the end of my life and I'm just like, dang, I really wanted to write that book, but I didn't. And the reason that I didn't was because I didn't feel like it that day. And now I'm looking back and I never did that thing I said I wanted to do. And the only reason, I have no excuse except I just didn't feel like it that day. Like, that's gonna suck if I get there and I'm just like, you know, that's why we publish 2 books.
Mm-hmm.
And like a lot of the time it is fun. Like, you get on a roll, you see your improvement, you see your progress, you see that you're getting better, and it is motivating. But on the days where you're not motivated, is that really the me that I want deciding how my life turns out? It's dangerous. How long did it take y'all to develop the school and your books? I think each book took about a year.
Each book took about a year, and the school took about almost a year.
Yeah.
And we're still actually stuff to work on the final class and your painting class, but
Yeah. They're big.
they're big. They're very big. They're big projects. Hi. Is it normal for art professors to say things like, you'll never be successful if your art is realistic, or draw what you see, not what you think you see?
Let's just say most art professors are professors because they can't find work. So take everything they say as a grain of salt.
Yeah.
And I mean that in like half-truth way. Like, a lot of them are really good people, but like, let's just say that there's a lot of teachers out there. If you watch the stream with Gene Bond, he was talking about how he quit school because he didn't feel pushed enough. So now, and I'm not like bashing on teachers. I'm saying there are a lot of professors who really, really hurt student growth, in my opinion. I just think, like, I mean, you know, you go to the, like, you know, you've run into a grumpy person before, and they kind of like, they say something that rubs you the wrong way, or they just seem like an unhappy person.
They're just
like,
people.
They're just people. Like, professors are people with beliefs
I would be
and
careful.
lives. But yeah, what?
I would be careful with someone who talks in absolutes.
Yeah.
Like, you'll never be successful.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Because I'm just like, wait a second, but art generally, like, there's fundamentals, of course, but generally you can kind of do whatever you want. It just depends on what you want to do, and
They're just people.
they're just people.
In our college, my teachers are so bitter about everything. Yeah, I mean, just go to TikTok comments. Like, it's just a bunch of bitter people who are unhappy a lot of the time. Like, you gotta really be careful what sort of ideas you let into your mind. And it's deceptive sometimes.
Aw, thanks, potato.
You just gotta, I forget the last thing that I just said. I guess I'll just start and then start over. Like, you gotta be very careful what you allow yourself to believe. Because, like, you run it, like, it's that concept of, like, if someone comes up to you and they say, you know, I hate your green hair. Now, I don't hate green hair. Anybody here with green hair, I don't hate it. But, like, imagine you don't, they say, I hate, like, if someone came up to me and they said, I hate your long flowing hair, I wouldn't be offended because I don't have long flowing hair, right? Think about, try getting in the mindset of, this person is coming from somewhere that's not where I am. So there's no reason to be offended at what they say because they just see things differently. Like if someone comes in chat and is just like, this sucks, you're not just explaining anything well.
We
like,
have had those comments.
They're just some rando in chat. They're like some, I don't know, there's some kid in class like messaging in a chat or something like.
Or there's some person that's trying to do an experiment of trying to gain toxicity.
Or farm attention. Get chat.
Yeah.
Like, why would I allow my day to be ruined, my progress to be stunted because of some rando that I don't even agree with?
Yeah.
I heard a quote a long time ago. It was basically like, if you wouldn't take advice from somebody, don't take a critique from them.
Yeah.
Like, if someone's out there and they're nothing like who I aspire to be and they don't like who I am, why would I care?
Well, if it's someone that I don't even respect either, I'm just like, why would I listen?
No.
Now, if it's someone that is like actually does know what they're doing, you vetted them, and they're like, and they're also being gentle and being like, hey, you know, this is generally how you is probably good for you to try. Like then it's like, hey, I respect you, and you're not disrespecting me. It's like I'll take into consideration what you have to say. You know, I feel like that's kind of how things go for me personally as well.
Yeah. How valuable would you say is an art degree? If you're a foreigner and you want to get employed in the US, a degree can really help. If you are trying to get employed in a country where you need a degree to give you higher chances of getting a visa, it can be very helpful. There's a lot of students at Art Center who were from different countries who were just going through the school so they could get a degree to have a better chance of being employed here. However, it's like a visual thing. Like, this is the thing. Like, if you're gonna like sell a painting, right? You made this awesome painting. It fills up half the wall. And people are like, take my money, take my money. Oh my gosh, this is such a cool painting. Do you think they care about the degree? Like, I don't think so. Like, they don't.
They just care about the work.
Number two, if there's a studio out there, they're making this $1 billion game, right? You're working for Rockstar. You're working for Rockstar. You're making like GTA 6, right? And they want to make this sick character or this sick sequence of events that needs like a storyboarder. And they see you and your portfolio's online, and man, you draw the coolest storyboards. Like, they're awesome, right? You just draw amazing storyboards. Crap, they don't have a degree though. I don't know.
Man,
consistent quality. You make the sickest storyboard or the sickest character designs. In my experience, when it comes to art and design, portfolio trumps everything. Portfolio literally trumps being able to speak the same language. I know people who barely spoke English and they were on jobs with me. You know? No, I was saying, oh, they don't have one. Like, oh man, but they don't have one. Oh no. It's just not I would say go find like 20 different professional artists who have a long career of drawing successfully and ask them that question. You'll get a general idea of what they think.
Yes, this is true.
Don't. Oh, okay. I meant don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to know, right, don't ask the professor who's teaching. Ask the person who's working professionally as an artist. Should I do a portfolio for jewelry making? I don't know how I would know to buy your jewelry without one. Like, if you've got sick pictures of jewelry online, like, people are going to buy it based on that, right? They're going to go, whoa, that looks cool. Yeah. So I would say, yeah, like, I don't think you would have a description, a text description, and it would make...
No, you would have to have a visual, description.
Anything artistic, like, people are going to make decisions based on what stuff looks like. And, again, don't take my word for it. Just go ask people. Like, there's a lot of, like, professional artists can't agree on anything, right? Eric, the perspective teacher at Art Center, very successful draftsman, he said every line you draw should be straight. Will Weston, a very successful teacher, he did professional work, he taught workshops at Disney. He said no line you draw should ever be straight. Complete opposites. Both very successful artists. Like, successful artists with and without degrees in it. But I can tell you right now, most, if not all, successful artists had good art. I mean, that's like a given, right? A good portfolio. But like, again, it's competitive. I had so many art teachers tell me how important straight lines was, and so strict with it. Yeah, and then there's just as good, or not even just as good, like amazing art teachers who are super successful artists, and they say don't ever draw a straight line. Well, straight line, and this is the thing, like my opinion on it is a straight line is static, a curved line is dynamic. What do you want to do? Do you want to use a static line, or do you want to use a dynamic line? It's a decision that's up to you as the artist to decide. It's a decision, right?
Well, like even with animators and poses, they'll have straight versus curved, meaning the straight lines will help guide your eye faster, but a curved line slows it down.
Yeah.
So you have to discern which ones do you want to use in your artwork.
Yeah. It's context. If you study design and you practice a lot, you'd understand it. And both of the teachers knew it.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't think that, oh no, any artist who uses a curved line is
bad,
horrible, or any artist who uses a straight line is bad. Like, the problem with advice is so much stuff is contextual, but yet everything you hear is like general, or like so much stuff you hear is general, and you like advice, like general advice is usually not very good. Like, people have different strengths and weaknesses. Like, we hear in chat all the time, I want to draw, what should I study? Like, you can't give advice based on that.
Yeah, because we don't know what you want.
What do you want to do? Do you want to do backgrounds? Do you want to be a painter? Like, I could say, oh, learn how to draw. Maybe they don't want to draw. Maybe they want to paint.
But maybe they want a 3D model. Who knows?
You know, oh, learn perspective. Or it's like, maybe they just want to be like a portrait artist with oils or something, and they don't focus a lot on perspective. Maybe, you know, oh, learn anatomy. Maybe they never want to draw a character. What if they only want to do backgrounds with no people? What if they, or better yet, what if it's a transportation designer? What if they want to learn how to draw and you tell them to learn anatomy and they literally just want to draw cars for a living?
It's like, we can't read your mind.
When I was at Art Center, the transportation design students, all they did was draw cars all the time.
24/7.
They never drew people. They never rendered wood. They never did any of that stuff. And then they would go and get hired and get paid $160K a year working at like Mercedes or something. And they were very happy doing it. Like,
they were obsessed. They have to be obsessed with cars in order to draw a bunch of cars.
So like it's and that's why so much of the time when people ask for advice, you just say it depends. It depends.
Well, I think if you want to get a more specific critique, it's like, oh, I want to improve on this. Here's my artwork. That's me trying my hardest on this specific subject. What else do I need? That will help you with a general, you know.
Well, that's why live classes and mentorships are so good, because they like take you where you are.
Yeah.
Contextually.
Yep.
And help you improve. Mm-hmm. Like it's like a conversation. You're just like, I want to get better at this.
Yeah.
Specific thing.
And not only that, but also people learn very differently. Like, for me, when I learned anatomy, it helped me to color code and label my muscles. But it may not work for someone else. Maybe someone else works or learns anatomy better by learning the function of anatomy or of a specific muscle or whatever. It's like, it really just depends on you, too. So excited for the live classes. Aw, thanks,
That's
Benji.
awesome. Do you think every art piece needs to have a meaning? No.
No.
If you want it to have a meaning, make it have a meaning. If you don't want it to have a meaning, don't give it a meaning.
I think in the drawing process, have intention. Like, not necessarily like, oh, does it have to have some deep meaning behind it? Like, I think it's, okay, like this drawing doesn't really have a meaning to it, but there's an intention. It's, my intention for this drawing is to draw June with a different hairstyle and a hair clip and in a kimono style dress. And that's the piece. There's an intention behind it, but that's not to say there has to be meaning. Does that make sense?
You know, I mean, sometimes I just draw, and I'm like, I wasn't really thinking about anything while I drew.
Yeah.
Like, no deeper meaning or anything.
No. Sometimes it's just what I like to draw.
In fact, a lot of the time, you'll draw something, and someone else will interpret it in their own way.
Yeah.
There was a guy we went to, and he had a big painting in his office of a $100 bill that was on fire. And his name was Aaron. and he bought the painting from an artist.
Oh, I remember that.
Or did he buy the painting from
He
someone?
bought it, I think.
He bought the painting. The guy who had the painting commissioned was super filthy rich and basically was like, I have so much money that I could burn it.
Mm-hmm.
And Aaron bought the painting and he interpreted it as the US dollar is screwed.
Yeah.
It's on fire. Like, our economy's on fire. So they both had separate meanings out of it, but they both got a lot out of the painting.
Yep.
So, like, honestly, like, if you want to sell art, it goes into, like, marketing and stuff, but, like, one thing that you might want to consider is how your potential customers interpret the meaning.
Mm-hmm.
Preferably, you would have a meaning, you know? Like, maybe you don't want your art to have meaning for you. Maybe you just want to make it. Hi, First Live with your all.
Oh, hi.
So, like, I mean, it just depends. I don't tend to get so philosophical. Like,
art is meant to serve
I just like drawing
us.
pretty girls, like, for real.
Yeah, I literally
basically
just draw pretty
Christina.
girls. That's me.
But, like, you can also have different meanings. Like, Christina, when she works on her project with Ray, like, she wants it to have a deeper meaning.
Yeah.
But then, when she's on stream, she's like, I want to draw cute Miki.
Yep.
And it's like, it doesn't have some deep philosophical meaning.
Yeah.
But then she'll make an illustration, and it'll be like, ooh, that's cool. It has, like, a deeper meaning.
Yeah.
So, like, you can go back and forth.
It depends on,
Guy
like, what you
A,
need.
I'm so rich. Guy B, haha, market's cooked. Yeah, exactly. And guess what? They both paid for the artwork.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, I just teach people how to foundation. Like, that's mostly what I do, right?
Well, I think
I'm
it's like
I just draw, bro.
you want to make sure that you're not make sure, like, because it's sometimes like you don't have. If your art causes someone to feel, I'd say that's a pretty successful thing.
Yeah. And if it causes someone to buy, that's better.
Yeah, yeah. Like, for instance, Mia Flint's comic, that cat comic. It's like
I loved it.
Colton loved that. I love that comic because it's like it just resonated. It didn't have to be the best thing in the world, but like it was creative.
Yeah.
It showed the charm of her art, and it was like it made me feel something.
I think there are a lot of artists like that Soup Can Kid, where it's just like, I just draw things that I like. Other people are the ones who inject meaning and buy it.
Yeah.
I just draw, bro. Yeah, and I say that a lot. Like, I just draw, bro. Like, take everything I say with a grain of salt. I don't care if you listen to what I have to say. Maybe it's just nonsense. Like, y'all don't, like, some people come in the chat and they get so offended. Not really today, but like it's like, bro,
It happens.
You don't know me. Why should anything I say affect you? Like, why should you allow anything I say to affect you?
I'm just a
You don't
random
know
person
me.
on the internet, you know.
I could be someone you completely disagree with.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's fine. I would, a big advice is, like, just try not to let other people
Dictate
affect you.
Yeah,
in
or
that way.
control how you feel. You know, because everybody has their own opinions, and it's like they have their own opinions, they have their own beliefs that also could be like kind of sus and weird, but it's like they're just random people.
I did an abstract painting in college because art block no thoughts, and my teachers loved it so much. They bring their own meaning into it, and that's how people do. That's actually something in psychology. It's called what's it called? The story in people's head.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a concept in marketing called the story in people's head, and people carry with them at all times stories. Like I was saying earlier, what's that pet name? Lola.
Lola, oh yeah.
So I said Lola, and all of a sudden Lau goes, oh my gosh, that's my dog's name. That was a story that was already going on in Lau's head. That pet name already had meaning to Lau.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's an example of, I say something and it already means something to you.
Wait a second. That's also like when we try to guess chat's real names and we're trying to jump scare people and they're like,
And they're like, oh my gosh, that's my sister's
that's
name.
my sister's name. You know, it's like
there's all these, yeah, exactly. There's all these stories that are going on in people's heads at all times that you don't know anything about. So when you make a painting, you're automatically tapping into those in like a happy accident way.
Well, another thing
right?
is that, yeah. Well, like people also think that what they think is the truth.
Yeah. Nobody believes they're wrong.
Nobody believes they're wrong.
Like, you're like, well, yeah, I mean, I'm not right about everything, but people go through their day acting like they are because, well, you don't know what you're wrong about, so you don't want to assume everything you think is wrong, even though you know you don't believe everything, like, Well, yeah, not everything I think is true. That'd be arrogant.
Chuka says I'm wrong.
So, but what I'm basically saying is that, like, you can just make pretty art and people will inject their own meaning into it.
Mm-hmm.
You draw, I guarantee you draw a sunset or like a really pretty sunrise, and someone out there will be like, oh my gosh, my first
honeymoon,
my honeymoon, or oh my gosh, my first crush in high school, or someone will be like, oh my gosh, it reminded me of, like, here's something, right? When I hear someone raking leaves, it makes me nostalgic, because when I lived in Singapore, there was some old guy outside my window in the hostel that I stayed in who raked leaves almost every single morning. And every time I hear someone raking leaves, it makes me nostalgic for living overseas.
And for me, if I hear doves, morning doves, yeah.
Yeah.
I think of, oh, it's a Saturday morning, I don't have to go to school, and I hear that in the morning, and I'm like, yeah, I can sleep in. Like,
Yeah.
that's nostalgic for me, too.
So, like, as an artist, if you want to sell your artwork, what you can do is you can just create art that you find meaningful, and other people will inject their own meaning into it. Because their lives are complex and have a lot of stuff going on. So, like, and that's another reason that you shouldn't be offended when people don't like you,
or when people disagree.
You know, when someone comes into the chat and they're like trash talking us, like, I'm not offended by it. The reason is because they've got their own stories going on in their head. Like, they see something and their brain interprets it how they want to interpret it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I don't want my day to be ruined because some rando out there has their own way of viewing the world.
And trying to convince us or whoever that they're right. It's like, it's not worth the time.
Yeah. And you also want to be careful of what you allow. Like, if you know something makes, if you know you don't like something, like, you can kind of
Choose
what you allow into your life in a way. Like, one of the reasons, and it's the same thing, Chuko, like the super angsty art challenges, I don't really want to look at angsty art challenges anymore. Like, it's not something that I really feel like doing on stream. Like, I want streams to be positive and happy, and if everybody's trying to make us cry on stream just for the heck of it, like, I don't really want to run challenges like that. So I'm just like, yeah, no more angsty art challenges. Like, y'all can make angsty art to your heart's content. I don't want to react to them on stream, because I want stream to be fun and exciting and interesting for me. Like, if I don't enjoy stream, I don't want to stream.
Mm-hmm.
What's angsty art challenge? There was a period of time during challenges where a bunch of people were trying to make the saddest comics possible to, I don't know why. I guess like try to make Christina cry or something.
For one thing, angst is very popular in the community.
Yeah.
So.
Sad challenges, because we do challenges at the end of stream, at the end of the week on Fridays.
Soup Can't Get, you're very good at that.
And I'm not saying everything has to be super happy. I just don't want it to be like a bunch of sweats trying to make everybody super sad.
Or awkward, or whatever.
Yeah, and I'll honestly, because we've said it, I'm gonna start skipping overly sad, overly sad and traumatic challenges. So Fox, you can go look at it. We're gonna skip it on stream because I don't like being depressed on stream. Put it in the rules. Is it not in the rules? And that's fine. Like, I'm totally fine if people make that kind of art. I'm talking about
a public
us
show
having to publicly react to super depressing art on stream live every Friday. It's gonna make me start not looking forward to streams on Friday. And I'm telling you right now, if I start not looking forward to streams, I'm just not going to stream. I'll just cancel Friday streams and be like, yeah, guys, we don't really feel like streaming on Fridays anymore. Y'all can go make the art. Like, nothing against that. Nothing against the art. I just don't want to react to it publicly on stream.
I just
live.
don't want to get sad. That's all.
It's hard enough staying motivated to run and be excited on stream every single week without people trying to make me depressed. I love that. I love that you like drawing that. Like, it's great. I think people should draw the things that they want to draw. But I'll look at the kind of art that I want to look at.
I think I'm all for people expressing themselves. It's more just as a community and as public events kind of start. I'd rather not make it too personal. And because it's like, it's not, there's a time and place for personal work and for something that's very meaningful to you. I just think that with challenges and something that's supposed to give high energy and something that's, you know, pleasant and unexpected, I think it, like, that time is more appropriate for nothing that's super sad. Like, I think that's just more appropriate, in my opinion.
And the cool thing is, this is the amazing thing, right? This is the world that we live in. If you want live streams where people react to sad, angsty art, hit the live button and do it. Do it yourself. Like, there's literally nobody stopping you. If you want that kind of content, you have the right to make it yourself whenever you want. And I encourage people to do it. Like, if you be the content you want to see in the world.
That's actually a great way to think about that.
Yeah. I don't dislike the art. I just don't want to.
Just don't want to be sad
on stream.
Yeah.
Yeah. Quoted. Philosophy stream. It's not really that deep.
I also want challenges to be more like homework.
Yeah.
I mean, this is something that I've been thinking about, is like, I want ones where I feel like I'm on the grind with challenges. Like the draw 20 hands prompt, for example. I think that's a really good direction. I think that I really liked seeing people's 20 hands. It's like, I'm just like, oh my gosh, it looks like they're really having a hard time, and it's great. And I feel like challenges we can have that flavor as well. I want to also be more serious with our community. Like, and we're just being vulnerable, you know, because that's just what we've been thinking about lately.
Draw Anime Academy was started as an educational channel to teach people how to draw. We did not. Now, we love the community. But I didn't start the community to make a community to just hang out. Like, we want to teach people art and do art. Like, it's not a play. Like, we don't want it to be a place that has everything. It's a specific channel and community with specific goals and intentions. And so we're just thinking about the future of content and stuff that we make. And I like teaching art. I want to do art. I want to get better at art. I want to help people get better at art. And I want the people in the community that we attract, I don't want it to be Disneyland. I want it to be like school, but fun.
Fun school.
I don't think there's enough fun school out there. And so we want to be that fun place where people can learn.
Oh, head pats. Wow.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Okay, that's pretty wild. Good job,
It's not
chat.
hard to build a community. Like, good job, chat. 100,000 likes. That's awesome. And what I mean is, if you want to build a community, start a community, give a whole bunch of stuff away for free, and you'll start building a community. Like, just give, and do it consistently for a really long time, and build a community. you're going to build yourself a job is what you're going to build yourself. But basically, we want the community to be focused on helping people grow and improve.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like that it's fun and we hang out and we have a good time, but we're improving and growing and striving to be better.
Yeah.
That's like the vibe of the community.
Like, imagine when we have a challenge that's like, draw 20 composition scenes.
Yeah.
You know, and it's something that's like you can involve your characters, you can involve your stories, but it's more practice, it's more girthy, there's just more practice. And I feel like that would create a lot of camaraderie with like, oh yeah, I'm doing this practice that's gonna help me improve. Mm-hmm. That kind of vibe I think is really nice.
Yeah. And I would rather, like, our goal is not to grow the largest community possible. Our goal is not to get the most challenge participants possible. Our goal is to teach art and help people grow. If we wanted, like, and it's funny because we were talking to Gene Bond and I talked a little bit about his Discord server, and he was just like, his Discord server is only for members of the YouTube channel, people who are like paid members. And he's not interested in growing the server. He's interested in building a community of people who are really trying to improve. And it's funny because Christina and I are kind of somewhere in the middle, right? Like, yeah. And I think people don't understand that, like, our goal is not to get a 50,000 person Discord server. I would rather have a fraction of that, but
something that's very
attract the kind of people that we're trying to attract, which is like, I want to have fun and I want to grow and I want to improve. But like, you know, there's people in our community that, like, they're not even interested in doing art, and they're just like, yeah, this place isn't really for me, and I don't want to make it for them, because like, there's lots of other Discord servers that are just for hanging out and having fun and partying and doing whatever, and like, that's not ours. Like, we want to make a community where it's like, you want to have fun and get better, like, let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, I mean, if we were trying to grow a community, we would be making Mr. Beast type content. Like, there are ways to grow a community faster, to get more Discord members. That's not really the goal. That's why we're running classes in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Well, I think we've been just kind of...
No. And I don't have anything against those people. It's just not our community.
Yeah. Not that... I mean, like, there's going to be people, like, any kind of person anywhere, like, in our server. Like, there's multiple types of people. But I think ultimately it's like...
Yeah. BenGB... I like that.
Yeah.
I like that mentality. Because, like, Christina and I, like, our goal is to publish our own manga.
Yeah.
Like, I want to get it made into an anime someday.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want to grow and improve. I want to be an artist that's, like, looked up to and respected, even among other professional artists. Like, I can't get caught up in the weeds of just kind of... coasting and horsing around and playing just games all the time. Like, there are definitely times to play games and hang out, but I don't want that to be the norm.
Yeah. I think it's like we want to also push ourselves. Like, and I feel like we also want to make a community and have that community where it's like, I don't want to stop learning in this community either. Like, we also want to grow with you guys, you know?
And I want to be hardcore with it.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, yeah, that's it. I have literally no problem with people going, yeah,
not that
this server just, this community just really isn't for me. I'm just like, yeah, absolutely.
That's totally fine.
It's not for everybody. I don't expect it to be. I don't want it to be for everybody. If you try to cater to everybody, you're really catering to no one. You're just not. It's nothing. Like, you can't. It's like making a drawing that's everything. It's like, what is it? Like,
what's this supposed to be?
And it was so inspiring to see someone at Gene Bond's level, and literally just all he does is practice all the time. He walks around, he travels around the whole world drawing cities and selling his art.
He just does his own thing.
Yeah, and he's like so hardcore. He's like looking at the Akira art book and he's like, oh man, so cool, man. He's like he's so good. So much more experience than I have. And he's here like nerding out over comic books and like, oh my gosh, look at that called the zombie and the nuke going off in the background, and I'm just like,
he's
dang,
just having
he's
so
like
much
a kid.
fun.
I want to be like that again.
Yeah. And I want to have that spark, you know. It's just
like, yeah.
Yes, Fox.
Is this deadbeat rain in the background?
Yeah.
I imagine that there's like a really loud conversation going on right outside the window.
Oh, I should draw like shadows.
Like a breakup happening.
Yeah, she's just watching it. Actually, I should actually do that. That sounds fun.
Yeah,
why
are you messing with my heart today?
Yeah.
And she's just like,
or maybe she's just like, oh, look at them, they're at it again.
It reminds me of when I lived in Pasadena, I lived right over top of the metro, the train station. And man, the breakups that would go on there. There was this one night, it was really late. We were all doing homework. Our window was open. We were like 4 or 5 stories up. This lady, she just yelled, "Why are you playing with my heart?" And the guy responds and goes, "You ain't got no heart." It was so funny. We all just burst out laughing. Because we just overhearing this as we did homework.
That's so funny. I still think about that. It still lives rent free.
That's awesome.
Awesome. Would it be with your current OCs? Yeah, I would say so, Chuko. We would try to...
Making comics is my whole goal for art, to the point where I've joined so many comic jams. That's awesome. Draw your OCs.
She's fighting like that. It's all your fault. Why don't you take care of my baby?
Well, I want it to be. I don't want it to be like a hardcore community. I want our mentality to attract people who are like
inspired.
Who are like, yeah, like that's inspiring. Like I like attracting people like BenGB, where he's just like, this is my kind of place. You have to lead from the front. It's like if Christina and I are passionate and nerdy and hardcore and practicing, then people who just want to chill and don't do any art and aren't interested in drawing and just want to play video games all day, like they just don't really get the vibe. So they're just like, we're not trying to like scare them off. It's just
that's just maybe not for them.
You attract what you are.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah. How many bots am I going to have to mute in the span of 5 minutes? TikTok is botted today.
But I think this is a good conversation to think about, because I think we've been thinking about this for a while. And I feel like it only started really taking fruit when we talked with Gene.
Yeah. How do I spell the other artist's name? You mean Gene Bond? He's
over here.
Right there. That's it. Gene Bond. We're actually going live on his channel tomorrow. Go subscribe to him on YouTube. We're going to be going live at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. He's going to be talking to us on his YouTube channel. We actually just interviewed him on Saturday on ours. And it's really inspiring. He's an amazing artist. Amazing. He's like a travel sketch artist. So he goes around and he sells his own art. He publishes his sketchbooks. And he draws this type of thing. This is all traditional, by the way. He does a lot of watercolor and like micron pens, and he does all of this on location, freehand, while he's standing there. And then he paints it up as well with watercolor. And he's super passionate. He's just a big nerd for all kinds of cool stuff. I really, really like the guy. He's very high level. He teaches a lot of stuff on his channel as well. Look at all this stuff.
Yep, same guy.
This is Gene Bond. Yep, there's his signature. 2022. This is Taiwan. So he lives there right now. But yeah, very, very nice stuff. Look at this. That's a really nice one on the back there.
Oh, it's so good. Oh, I love
Beautiful.
that.
He's published a bunch of these. Shanghai, Hong Kong, different cities in Russia. Very cool work. And it's inspired me. Christina and I are actually starting to paint. We're going to do some acrylics. His art reminds me of Kim Jong-il's. He teaches that kind of perspective. He does a lot of panoramic fisheye drawing. He's put a lot of his skill points into dimensional drawing and perspective. Same guy as the other interview? Yeah. I just want to learn more and improve. Me too. Honestly, me too.
And I feel like we're going to try and get more like that.
Yeah. Back when Christina and I were starting our channel, before any of y'all showed up, before we had almost any followers, we have like 180 something thousand followers on TikTok now. Back before we started, we were trying to figure out what kind of community, what kind of art, what kind of channel do we want to be? And we had actually really considered and liked the idea of the trope of the like explorer. I forget what it's called, like the curious explorer, which is basically someone who goes, they're making content, but they're not really teaching, they're more just like reporting on what they're learning. Like, oh my gosh, today I learned this. Today I learned that. Here's what I learned. Like, you're so excited about what you learned, you just can't hold it in. And we do that to an extent. Like, you'll notice, like, when we live stream, a lot of the time, we'll actually teach something that we just learned.
Yeah.
And be like, oh my gosh,
I just learned this today.
I just learned this. And, like, obviously, over years and years of doing that, you get really good at drawing. But that kind of spark of, like, an excited...
What was that?
I don't know why it went dim. That spark of, like, being excited, I want it to stay. Even as you get really good. 4 a.m. already, gonna go to bed. All right, have a good one.
Bye.
And I actually had a couple of mentorship students sign up recently. And I'm gonna be mentoring them during the week. Toby's gonna do some summer mentorship stuff. Toby's great.
Toby is great. He's a very hard worker. He gets excited by drawing boxes.
It's like when Mr. Colton was so excited about fisheye lenses, you talked about dreaming about it. Yeah, I took a good nap, and every single dream I had was about grids. It was about perspective grids and fisheye lenses. Oh, awesome, Lily. Yeah, that'd be really fun. And if you're interested, we could split the mentorship between Christina and I, or you could do it all with me or all with Christina. It's totally up to you.
I'd say all with him because he's very good.
Nah, you know Christina's good. You watch the stream a lot.
Nope.
She's just being humble.
No, I'm like, you have very good teaching experience. But I appreciate it. I'll try my best if that's what you want.
But yeah,
awesome,
literally tonight, I'm going straight into the other room and doing acrylic painting.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as we end the stream, I'm going and I'm gonna scream into little Toby Kitty's tummy and then go and paint.
Oh, little Toby Kitty. I'm gonna scream into Poppy's little tummy too.
What are you painting? Right now, this is what I'm planning on working towards. I did this thumbnail sketch, and this is basically what I want to paint. But I have really no experience with acrylic, so I'm actually just learning the medium right now. I'm learning about paint mixing, blending, coloring, and this is the thumbnail, though, that I want to turn into a painting. And I want to start selling paintings. I'm going to have to say Toby Kitty.
Yeah, because to differentiate between
Worth it.
Toby versus Toby Kitty.
I think we're Tobin.
Tobin, yeah.
Well, we got permission from Toby. Not that we needed it, but like, I'm glad we have his blessing. That's great. Mr. Colton's excitement about grids was so inspiring. It got me out of art block.
Oh.
Tobians, yes. Like, I want to be the artist who's just so excited to learn that it inspires other people to learn. Like, I want it to be contagious, and that's the kind of community that, like, I think to a large extent, that's what the community has become. Like, I absolutely love the community. I think the people are fantastic.
Mm-hmm. I adore when people are on quiet drawing calls together.
I love it.
It's so cute. I love it. It's just amazing, and I really like that. But I also think we want to differentiate ourselves as a community, being like, this is not just a place to hang out and draw, but also a place to be also like take your art seriously and actually commit to art.
What if we changed like quiet drawing 2 to like a hardcore steady drawing or something like
study
like grinding it out or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I want
grinding
people,
quiet drawing.
Yeah.
Grinding quietly.
Grinding quietly. I want people to feel excited and safe being really just nerding out and having fun.
Heck, I even want to take screenshots of silly Barbie movies and study composition-wise. I don't know. Maybe they have good compositions, maybe not.
That's great, Hope. I really like that. Barbie movies, that's cute.
I love the Barbie movies, the classic ones. Like, not the new super colorful ones, but the more reserved ones. Like, that's kind of like my thing. I like reserved. It's very mature design, I think, in my opinion. We should watch Swan Lake. We should watch Princess and the Pauper together.
That's great, Chayu. Now I have a decent enough portfolio that people are commissioning me. Awesome. Barbie marathon. But I also like nerdy things. Christine and I started watching Akira.
Oh, yeah.
We're about halfway through, maybe a little bit more than halfway through the movie. Oh my gosh, so good. So legendary. All traditionally painted and stuff.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So good.
Did you see the horizon could be here?
Yeah, I mean, if you want the horizon line there, then what you could do, if it's...
Oh, yeah, I should actually
But you also want to consider the camera lens, right?
Yeah.
So if this is a room, like let's just say this is your room, right? And here's the table. Right? Here's the table. She lives in a small apartment, right?
Yeah, she does.
Okay, then this room couldn't possibly be very big.
Yeah.
So here's her in the chair.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the window outside. The camera, depending on how big this room is, the camera can't be way back here.
Yeah.
There's a wall here.
Yeah, okay.
So the camera has to be inside of the room with her.
Okay.
Right? So let's just say that the camera is like here. And then there's that. Like the camera could be low. It could be right here.
Yeah.
In which case, you'd probably see the back leg of the table, like this.
I'm so used to always drawing like long lenses.
Or the camera could be right here, and maybe you see
the
a little bit of the top of the table.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And you could see like something over there. And then, of course, depending on how big the table is, you know, maybe her leg.
Yeah,
comes
I like
through
that.
there. And then, of course, this is going to lead to, you're going to see part of the windowsill back there. And you don't need to see a lot. You only just, you can see a tiny little bit. But even if it's like the floor, so what you would do is, depending on how high this camera is, its head height, how high is she off the ground? 1.5 meters?
Yeah, I think so.
So then...
She's sitting on a chair.
Yes. So you'd figure out how tall is she off the ground. That is because your head height with her.
Yeah.
That's how high. So you can go something like 1.5 meters. And you can use this, bring it down to the floor. That's 1.5 meters. And now you can start using it to go, how tall is this table?
Okay.
You know,
how tall is the table? We need that height. That height.
Yeah. It's like scaling stuff up and down in perspective.
Wow, that's literally insane.
Oh my gosh, I love your live. I love your vibe. Can we be friends on TikTok? I'll
Wow.
surprise you. Well, why haven't we gotten a lion from you yet, then?
I know.
Perspective is so interesting. Yeah. The absolutely coolest thing about perspective is your horizon line is how high off the ground you are. What about perspective, seeing the room from underneath? You'd have to have a clear floor on the room, but yeah.
That's not right. I'm not even using the vanishing point.
That's fine. You could do that.
I could?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Just do. You just see just a tiny little bit of the edge of this, right?
Yeah. Well, like I'm in like these lines here. If I wanted to like hatch it, would I have?
What is it?
It's a cabinet.
Oh, it's a cabinet.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a picture frame.
Oh, like a picture
I
frame.
thought there was a picture in here.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's a cabinet. It would be like this.
Yeah, it'd be
You
like
just
that.
barely see the bottom of it.
Yeah, that was
like that.
yeah,
But
okay.
again, what I would do is I would go into the kitchen.
Yeah.
With the little tape measure and measure how high the cabinet is off the ground. And
Okay.
you go, oh, it's 150 centimeters. Okay, so it's 1.5 meters. So it would be at her head high. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because these scale things are really important when you're drawing interiors because people are very sensitive to scale. There's actually something that I printed out. I'll go grab it really quick, Chad.
Do it. See, I'm obviously not as experienced with. I'm trying, but I find that I tend to make a lot of. I'm used to. I'm like my brain is trying to draw what I'm used to. So like what I'm used to drawing is like flat, something that's more like a long lens rather than something that's like there's like an actual like depth to it. Huh? Yes, it's in my purse. It's in a sketchbook. Whoa, 125K head pats? All right, we'll do that. Yours is the brown, yeah. Good job, chat, for reaching 127K, 125.
Wow, that's crazy. Why are they liking
Why
so
are you guys
much?
liking so much? It's probably because we provoked them.
Yeah.
Good job, chat.
Here we
Well,
go.
you know what? I think I'll give you guys a bit of chalky milk. How about that?
So Gene Bond made this.
Simple chat.
Ooh, yummy. So, Gene Bond made this. It's a little scale guide for how tall stuff is. This is in meters, and all this on the side. That's a human, 175 centimeters. Here's a lounge chair, table, low dining, high dining, counter, bar, and a bunch of different objects and their heights relative to each other. So in perspective, if you're measuring, like for Christine and I, what is she at? Is she just at a
Let's say
low dining?
Low dining, yeah.
So she's at a low dining, and her head's probably here.
Okay, this is a counter.
Yeah, but there's also a bunch
Oh,
of
okay, yeah.
So here's a dining table, and here's a low dining, right?
Yeah.
0.62 meters right here. Maybe her head is about here.
Mm-hmm.
4. Hold up, 1, 2, 3, 4.5. Hold up. 1, 4, 5, 6. Oh, these are heads, sorry.
Oh.
So each one is, so that'd be 2. Maybe she's about 175, so there's that. 8 heads.
Mm-hmm.
175. So here's 150. Maybe she's about 1.25 meters off the ground.
Okay.
Door frame is 2 meters. So if you wanted to draw a door behind her, you go, she's 1.25 meters.
Maybe that should be a door instead.
So what you can do is you go, okay, so she's 1.25 meters off the ground. You can double this up, and that'd be 250.
What?
So what you could do is you could come down to the ground 125, and you basically just do the math, and you could know exactly where a door frame would
Okay, I'm gonna add a door.
be. Okay. Maybe she's around 125. Let me look.
Well, how tall is actually, I don't know. When she's sitting down, I don't really know how.
4.5 heads. 4. Yeah, about 1 meter and a half. 1.25. Here, I'll do something interesting.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab my tape measure.
It's a very tall looking door too. I don't exactly know where the floor is. See, this is where the part where I'm like struggling.
See, that's why you know where the floor is.
I mean,
if you know how high she is off the
Yeah,
ground. So let's
yeah.
do this. We're gonna measure you
okay.
where you are.
She's a bit taller than she's quite tall, much taller than me. So
130. Yeah, but let's just use this.
okay.
Let's just say 130. 130 centimeters.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 1.3 meters. Let's just do 125 for this. All right.
Yeah, you can get this sheet I think on Gene Bond's channel, right?
Yes. Right. So if a door is 2 meters, what you could do is you could come down about a head height, and then from the ground, we need to crop this. How do I crop? Let's just crop it down like that much. So if she's like, I don't know what her foot would be, maybe like that.
Yeah, but her legs would definitely be longer.
Yeah. They would be.
Yeah, I can draw her legs.
All right, sure.
Quick.
Draw 'em in. Just connect her feet to the ground.
Probably here.
Yeah. It just kind of.
It's messy, but it's whatever.
So her knee would probably be like right here.
Yeah, it should probably be right there.
Okay. So we know that this distance right here this distance right here is 1.25 meters. Right? It's like 1 point perspective. It's like there's the ground basically. You come down, 0.25 meters is about 1 head height. So you could basically just come down 1 head height.
Okay.
And so you can take this, that's 1 meter.
Yep.
Duplicate it up.
Ah, okay, yep.
That's 2 meters. So that would be the top of the door.
Okay.
See?
Okay.
So then what you could do is you could just go over the window and go, how high is this window off the ground, bruh?
Yeah, that's a very...
Oh, it's this high. And then you know how to measure it.
Yeah,
because now you have a reference point.
Well, now, yeah, totally. Oh.
Yeah.
I feel like now the window should be way higher now.
I mean, how high is a window? Let's look. Is it on our reference sheet?
I don't know. Well, there's this window next to us.
Yeah, here. There we go. Go measure it. It's gonna... Okay.
Eh.
You just stand?
Yeah. Actually, I should take this off.
Alright. What do you get? Rough estimate.
77.
77? So let's just say 75.
Okay.
So 0.75. So you just come down one more head and there's the bottom of the window.
Oh.
Because a head is 0.25.
Yeah.
So we've got 1.25, 1 meter, right? Here's a head height. Come down another one. There's probably where the bottom of the window would be.
Oh. So I had it kind of right.
Yeah, for the most part.
for the most part.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh no, I got it
So
wrong.
you can get accurate scale in your scenes just based on that, because the camera height, the horizon line, is how high you are off the ground.
Okay.
And because we're same head height as her, we know she is as tall as we are right now. We're probably seated.
Okay.
If you wanted to be standing, she would be below the horizon.
Okay, I see it now. Okay.
And then if you want to scale her in perspective, well, here's your horizon line. If I wanted to scale her forward, you just go, you know, here's her. She would be right there in front of her. But there you go. And now you can also check your proportions. You can go crap.
Yeah.
You know, measure and all that. And like, how high is the table off the ground?
That's wild.
Like,
That's very informative.
how high is this table off the ground? Right?
28.
72.
Oh, 72. Oops.
That's inches.
Oh, okay.
Right? So what you can do is you can go, okay, 0.75 is a dining table. Is she at a low dining or a dining?
I think a low dining.
0.75, right? So again, so she's at a low.
I think a low.
0.62. So here's
Feel like the
0.75.
Hellcat.
Come down one more head. 0.50. Maybe we have about there. Right? And so we can go, okay, the low dining table might be like...
Like there. Oh,
there.
my gosh.
And we know where the ground is. It's right here. And so this connects to the ground. Connects to the ground.
See, this is how you use perspective and scale now.
Or like that sort of thing.
Okay.
Although the box, it does feel a little bit long.
Yeah.
It feels a little bit long right now.
Well, it feels...
So we'll probably...
Never thought of using math when drawing. I know. It's all proportion and dividing. It's visual math.
Yeah, it's visual math.
Okay. I debate if she should be in a trailer home or an apartment, but we'll
Yeah.
decide on that later. That's fun.
And the nice thing about digital art is you could just lower the opacity and clean it up.
Yep. Now I feel like she's really big. like
Yep.
for the table.
It kind of does feel like that.
Yeah, I
See,
think.
but like when we start to measure, we start seeing all these proportional issues.
Yeah.
But we know how to fix it now.
Yeah.
Is the thing. And if you're not trying to rush everything finished, and we give ourselves time to finish it, it's just
Oh my
like, wait a
gosh, it
second,
wouldn't.
I can fix this now.
I can fix this. Yeah, it's like what the heck.
So if we wanted to finish it, we could fix all the proportional issues and stuff.
Like, that feels a little bit better now, maybe.
A lot of drawing is not having a big visual memory. It's like having knowledge on stuff. How big is a table? How big is a motorcycle? How tall is a van? How tall is a sedan? How tall is an SUV? Like how large is the door of a car? How,
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
And if you know that, like, you can construct it essentially.
Yeah.
So like Kim Jong-il, for example, someone was asking earlier. Kim Jong-il memorized the proportions of tons and tons of different objects, and he got really good at drawing in perspective. And so he just draws things at all these different angles because he knows how big they are. And he's really, really, really good at doing it. And he doesn't really use guidelines.
Wow.
Scary weeklies are fine. I just don't want anything that's going to make me depressed.
Yeah.
Like, I don't
Like-
want to have to react
Like if it's
to
like a
something
death.
that's going to make me depressed, because what ends up happening is a really sad weekly comes up and it makes me super depressed,
That you can't be happy for the other.
and then the next weekly comes up and now I have to like pretend to be excited about it even though I'm sad. I don't
Yeah,
like
that's-
I don't like doing that, and then the whole
It's
stream,
not genuine.
The whole stream just becomes this roller coaster of super sad on the brink of tears. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. Haha, that's so funny. Oh, now I'm super depressed again. It's like this roller coaster
It's like a
of
moose.
emotion. Yes, Fox is actually streaming on TikTok these days. She wants you to send all of your sad art to her so she can react to them every single day at 4
She's like, crap.
o'clock.
For drawing battle manga, knowing and understanding distance crucial for portraying sense of speed. Yep.
If you're drawing a battle manga, no one understands.
Every single day, Hato. She's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Like, I don't. If you guys want to share it in like an art share channel, like I don't care. You know, like do whatever you guys want. Just make sure it's appropriate for the channel. Like it's just not for challenges because
I love it.
because challenges are a public event, right? And it's, you know, people are having a good time. That's the only thing is what we're saying is I don't care if you guys do angst art on your own time or if you post it in the art share channels. I really don't care. It's just publicly, you know.
I don't want my job to become being sad all the time.
I think you will do great, Emperor.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, that's great.
Awesome.
I'm glad that we can be here for you. It's just, I would say if this will make someone depressed and be like, oh crap, that's very heavy, like that's heavy death or heavy trauma, like that's not something that we would want to look at. That's it. Comedic is like, you know, hey, like that's great. And I think that's very clever because it's like making something lighthearted and stuff. I really like this. I saw a story where it was like a Great Depression story, and they were visiting a family. Some people were visiting a family member in like Africa, and they gave like a tablecloth to the family. And when they visited them back to that family, they were like, wait, like, is this really the tablecloth I gave you? Like, mine, like, it didn't have all these dots on it. And they're like, oh, those are the flies. They look like polka dots after they killed all the flies on the table.
Funny.
And I thought that was really funny.
That would be a good thing to inject into your story.
Exactly,
If,
that's
like, someone's visiting her and she's just like, oh wow, polka dot table. I'm like, no, those are just a bunch of dead flies.
Those are just a bunch of flies. Yeah, exactly. So, like, that's why I put little dots in
Remember
there.
when there was like that? Wait, were you there, or was that before that swarm of flies in the last place? Or was that one before? That was like years ago, before you ever came.
What?
That swarm of flies. That was.
Oh,
in the,
yeah, that was way before. That was way before
okay.
me. Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Oh, that's nasty. I hate it. Nasty. hate flies too. They're so gross.
Meanwhile, drawing flies.
I know I'm drawing, but it's because it's it's the vibe.
Yeah.
Somebody likes it. I know people.
There's so many
People are
likes
wound up today.
Yeah,
Chat is wound
we
up.
might have a couple auto clickers in chat today. What time is it?
It's
3 hours
8:15.
and 15 minutes in.
I think we can wrap up. We also have to actually make dinner. And I don't know what to make.
Yeah. I find that if you want to beat art block and you want to really improve, like if your goal is to become a professional artist, break up your week into really different stuff. Like, I'm doing this really complicated perspective stuff with Gene Bond. Like, Christine and I went to Starbucks the other day and we did a little bit of life drawing. And I was doing, like, a little bit of drawing from life in, like, fisheye lenses, right? Like that. That's very, very, very different than acrylic painting. So, or learning anatomy. So I would say if you want to do art and you're like kind of overwhelmed and you want to become a professional and there's all these things to learn, break up your week. Go like Mondays and Wednesdays, or Mondays and Thursdays, or Tuesdays and Thursdays. I study perspective and I'm drawing line work, perspective, focusing on this kind of stuff, right? Focusing on this kind of stuff. And then whatever, Mondays, Wednesdays, I'm studying anatomy and figure drawing and gesture drawing. And maybe you can be like, and Fridays and Saturdays I'm painting. And I'm doing color theory, value grouping, and like just kind of make yourself a routine so you can draw all day and you can be like, oh my gosh, tomorrow I got anatomy finally. Or I've got environment. Or oh my gosh, I'm going to be working with color tomorrow. And you kind of have your own little setup, your own little routine for each of those different fundamentals that you're learning. I find it makes it a lot more fun than going anatomy for 6 weeks straight.
Yeah.
That's all you're doing. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. I think you can do that. I have a lot more fun when I can mix things up and have a variety.
You find out like nasty wallpaper, grungy wallpaper.
What we could do. What if you had a blinds that were like falling that were kind of pointing at her head?
Oh, that's perfect. That's literally perfect.
Like a leading line to her
What should
head.
she be watching outside?
I have no idea.
I don't know. We'll think about it. Pigeons? Nah.
There could be a bush.
A bush, huh?
No.
Or tree.
Yeah.
It depends if she's on the first floor or...
Is she on the second? Or she's probably on the first because she
Probably the
probably have
first.
noisy upstairs neighbors.
Yeah, that's true. Bang, bang, bang. I think that this was a... I would probably finish this. I probably would finish this if I...
Yep.
I wonder what else to add in the foreground.
A lot of things are honestly just like a lack of knowledge. Like if you don't know how to scale things correctly and you want to finish an artwork and you're just like, this person doesn't feel the right size, but I don't know how to fix it.
Yeah.
Or I don't know how to make this, I don't know how to do this or how to do that. So it's like, that sucks. Like when you're doing
It
art and you're
does.
like, you want to make it better, but you just simply don't know
Don't
how.
know. Oh, I wanted to have one of those like nasty plastic chairs. You know, the one that Danny sat on.
Yeah.
My cat.
And it feels so satisfying when you learn how to do something. But a lot of the time when you learn how to do something, you have to exercise it. Like, you don't just see how to do it and you're just like, okay, I can do it now. It's usually,
You have to
I
do it.
see how to do it, I practice doing it, and I do 25 rounds of homework. Like that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing nowadays with scaling. I'm doing a lot of scaling, back and forth, up and down, left and right. Oh, these are old. Wow.
Oh,
June 2023. Remember this? It was like a little tiny sketch
with. That was like a watercolor brush pen with India ink.
Oh, I remember that.
Oh, that's great, Riku.
Interesting.
Oh, those are nice. Hey.
Wow, these are
I
really
like
old.
those.
These are years old.
That awkward pose.
Yeah.
It's fun though. I like that. I always contemplate if I should
Wow.
give Ray some tattoos or not. Maybe like on an arm. Things if I go tattoo, I can't go back.
Have you ever used gouache? Yes.
Honestly, the scene would probably end up being more like this, like kind of zoomed in. But I think it's good to add everything and then just pick the scene that you want, like what you were talking about the other time. I want a light somewhere.
Well, as much as I would love to stay in chat,
You gotta draw.
I want to paint tonight before it gets too late. It's
Yeah.
already 8, and I have to make sure I have an actual good schedule. And I want to focus less on outside world stuff and more on myself, like in terms of improving and growing and personal improvement and practice. Like, it's so easy to get sucked into the spend all day complaining about AI art or spend all day worrying about the world.
Politics.
Anything.
Anything.
I want to do less of that and more of like I'm at the grind. Like I'm working on myself. I'm practicing. I'm drawing.
I'm doing something productive for myself because it's good.
It's like a video game that's not fun.
Yeah,
Like focusing on outside stuff is like playing a video game that is not fun and makes your life miserable.
What if she had a fridge here? It'd be so ridiculous to have a fridge right in front of a table.
I mean, you do what you gotta do.
Yeah, gotta fit it in. Actually, I was gonna say what if the door was here, but then she'd have to move the table. I mean, she could. That'd be silly. We'll keep that there for now. Makes sense for a small apartment. Yeah, they got to do a lot of space saving and moving things around. I mean, we lived in that small apartment and it was constantly just trying to Tetris things.
Remember that girl who was like hanging on the fridge door and it tipped over and there was food everywhere? That was pretty cool.
Oh.
Tetris, yeah. Life is Tetris when you live in a tiny place. I want to get better.
Yeah.
I think art becomes a lot more fun as well when you get a lot better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You get invited to workshops. They're like, can you
get
come
to have
teach
a lot more
here?
events,
We'll
yeah.
fly you out. Like, I want to get to the level where it's like you get an email and it's just like, hey, can you teach a workshop at this? We'll fly you out.
Oh my gosh, wouldn't that be so much
Like,
fun?
imagine, chat. Imagine being at art, being like at the level at art where you're getting like emails to teach like classes and stuff at universities and stuff, and they're just like, don't worry, like we'll cover.
We'll cover all these necessities.
Like what, or you just hear or you just read, what's your rate?
Yeah. Oh. You want to know my rate, huh?
Yeah, right? That's when you know you've hit pro level. Yeah. Takes a long time. Takes a lot longer than you want, but it's 100% achievable. And I burned out for a long time. A lot of my old classmates, like David, for example, he gets like featured in a bunch of like magazines and all kinds of stuff.
That's cool.
I burned out and stopped practicing for a really long time and got back into it, and then we were making our books and everything. But I like art. It's definitely going to be a lifelong thing.
Thank you. It kind of reminds you of the Denny's
This is
Wortman.
great. This is great. Chat.
Done.
Can't undo it. Forever covered by the check mark. Oh, thank you, Lily.
Thank you, Lily.
Honestly, my dream is to just enjoy what I do as I do it every day. Like there's certain goals, but my biggest dream is to just, you know, wake up and be excited to do what I'm doing every single day. Because I feel like if I have a dream and I hit it, it's like, now what do I do? That happened to me after I became a professional artist. I worked so hard, so many hours, and it was really fun. And then you beat the game, but like, you know, it's
you get
like when
there.
you play a game, you beat a certain game or you beat a level, and now you're just like,
Oh, now what do
I
I
have
do?
no purpose.
Yeah. Like when you finish an anime.
You finish an anime, yeah, and you have no purpose. You're just like, what do I do with my life? I want my purpose to be that day. Waking up and enjoying that day. And jumping out of bed because I'm just like, bro, I'm so excited about today.
If someone I don't know says to me, I love reading your comic, I would cry. I would cry
that's
too.
awesome.
I would cry.
I love that.
I'd be like, yeah, exactly. I totally feel you.
Yeah, and I think a mixture of goals, right? It's just like you have these goals, these things like publish my book or go to a book signing, right? Like that'd be sick, right? Like you make your own comic and it's just like go to a book signing and people line up.
Oh my
That'd
gosh.
be awesome. Like that's like, you know, I want to do that. But I also want to like enjoy every day as it comes and just be like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to get out of bed and do and live my life.
Mm-hmm. This is what Colton's really good at, is I'll draw something, he'll get my vision, and he'll know how to fix it. And I feel like that's what basically a lot of our pieces are like, is, I mean, a lot of my ArtStation pieces is like, oh, I draw something, Colton's like, oh, you should, like, fix this, fix that. And I'm like,
It's
oh,
art direction.
it's art direction. And I'm
Art
like, oh.
direction is I mean, obviously, like, you're a really good artist. Like,
Oh, thank you.
it's not me that's making the artwork, you know? But, like, art direction is
Is so important.
It's big. It's big. It's a big deal.
I like keeping this. Yeah. Well, it's like there's things that I don't know, but like when you know it, then it helps me.
I've done a lot of student mentorships. Helped them build a lot of projects for Art Center.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, you know, it's good to have that, but it's also a skill you can build.
Yeah.
It comes from working a lot, from a lot of professional work.
I want pickles on here because she likes pickles.
Pitos.
Pickles. Should have a peanut butter and pickle sandwich, an egg sandwich, maybe.
I'll just say that there's a reason that the art directors in game studios and on projects are the artists that have the most experience.
Mhm.
Yeah, Crits, you can thank Pompu for that.
Huh?
145,000 likes.
Oh yeah.
You can thank Little Miss Auto Clicker.
Little Miss Auto Clicker.
I won't tell. We appreciate it, honestly.
I do.
Hey, if TikTok accepts it, I will. I did all that. No longer am. I'm sure there's definitely other people who are liking, and we appreciate it as well.
Yes.
For real. There might actually be a couple auto clickers going now that I think about it.
You know what I thought of with Ray that I thought was kind of funny? Like, what if she goes to Goodwill? She doesn't know how to furnish her apartment, so she just goes to Goodwill and buys a bunch of random stuff and decorates it, and it looks like Goodwill. I don't think that would really fit her character that much, but who knows?
I feel like Ray would be the type of person where she's like driving and she drives past this couch on the side of the road and she's like,
I'll pick
and
that up.
it's just the cameras of like the couch, and then you just the car like backs up and comes back, and then the next frame is just her in her apartment, like sitting on the
Yeah,
couch.
actually,
or
that's
something.
perfect. That's that's how she would get her furniture.
She's like, dang, I think that's a pretty good couch.
Pretty good couch.
Pass the sniff check.
Mm-hmm. Pass the sniff check. My dad core help. Maybe I should ask you for research.
Good stuff. Well, maybe we'll call it there.
Mm-hmm. That was really fun.
I want to paint.
Yeah, go ahead. I think that was really fun. And I think I'll actually work more on this. It actually is starting to look like something that I've actually really wanted to paint for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But I just never could do it because I was too chicken.
And breaking a scene down and doing it a different view of it really helps to understand.
Mm-hmm. Thanks.
Enjoyed it. See you next time. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's going to be it. We'll be seeing y'all tomorrow night on
Yes.
YouTube at the Gene Bond's interview. Gene Bond, 6 p.m. Pacific tomorrow on his YouTube channel. Go subscribe to him. We're going to be there and hang out. I hope to see you there. If I don't see anybody that's here right now there tomorrow, I'm going to be sad. I'm going to be like, they hate us.
Okay. I wonder what we were going to talk about.
That's for the
viewers.
host to decide. I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everybody. Thank you. Have a great, fantastic night,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll catch you tomorrow night, and then on Wednesday as well. So bye-bye.
Bye.
And
YouTube.
YouTube will catch you later as well. Have a good night, everybody.
See ya.
Yes. Bye-bye.